Are we live? Are we live? Oh, are we live? Yes, are we live? Are we live?
We live.
Are we live?
Oh, we live.
Are we live?
Just waiting for a few people to come in.
Okay. Hello. 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 I think people are coming in the chat, my friend.
I think they are. Slowly but surely.
They're coming to the show.
Actually, it's not very slow at all.
So it's some people entering the show.
Hi, everybody.
Oh, I can hear myself.
Hello.
Hello. Hello. Oh, am I live? Oh, look, that's me. It's me.
Oh, that's you.
Hi, everybody. Welcome back to the Box Office Artist Live right here on my YouTube channel. My name is James Reyes. I am the Box Office Artist. You can follow me. If you don't believe me, it's written right here, so it's got to be true. It says James Reyes, Box Office Artist. That's me, and you are on the Box Office Artist Live show. Welcome, one and all, to everyone who subscribed to my channel, or if you happen to stumble upon this, I really appreciate you being here. And someone I really appreciate being here is my man, Mr. Mark Michaels, here with me today.
Me?
Yes, you.
Hi.
Woo.
Hi, everybody.
Hi, everybody.
How's everybody doing today? I needed to find the Discord link.
Yes.
I have sent it now.
There you go. I like that accent.
Why I talk like babushka? I don't know.
I think that's a Canadian accent, is it not? Oh, and huge thank you to Seb for the super chat. That's a big super chat too. Thank you, Seb. Really appreciate it. It says hello. I say hello, Seb.
Hello,
and hello to everyone else as well in the chat. Thank you so much for the super chats. They are very appreciated, but we are so thankful for you, even just being here, watching us live. Feel free to share this.
Just,
friends.
saying
this
hi.
This is our Friday night hangout, right? Who needs to go to the parties? And all that stuff.
This is the party.
This is the party. That's right. The Box Office Artist Live Show. This is the party. And we're going to have a great time today. And we're going to have a lot of fun.
Wow, we got a lot of people here today.
Okay, fantastic. And again, I would like to apologize for not having a show last week. I was actually under deadline. To be honest, I was trying to finish that Wix video, to be honest. Am I supposed to say that? Yeah. But I need to get that Wix video out, and that was actually really hard to pull off. If you haven't seen that Wix video, it would mean a lot to me if you guys could go check that out. I had a lot of fun putting that together, and Wix was very gracious in sponsoring that video. So go check that out. And if you want to create a website of your own, please do click the link in that video and make your own website. It would help this channel out a lot. Even just put up something really nice, or even just to check it out. Just click the link anyway, just for me, and then we'll be best friends. So there you go.
Well, it's a cool vid too because it really lays out the history of what of your entire career in a very concise manner. Like we've talked about it a few times.
Yes.
But that's like a very nice abridged version with visuals to go with.
Yeah, no, for sure. And I'm sure a lot of you, like, unless you've been following me, like a lot of you have been following me I've been on YouTube for almost 7 years now. This is going to be the 7th year.
Which is crazy to think about.
Yes. And a lot of you just know me from YouTube, but a lot of you didn't know I did work in comics for a long time. I did work in film for quite a long time. So I have a lot of experience to share and to give. And that's one thing that we will talk today about, and just taking a quick
many
look at the
people
chat.
asking for shout-outs.
Shout-outs to my friends.
Alexander Dignam.
Yes, who else?
Elijah Morrow. Let's see how far I can scroll up before it forces me to go back down.
There
was a Jesse earlier.
I see William Bob. Will Bob.
Willie Bob.
When will you Starving Artist wants me to start drawing right away. Well, hold on. This is the party. You gotta relax. That's okay. We'll get there, guys. We'll get there. We'll have some fun. So speaking of drawing, why don't I ask you guys, because every time I draw, I would like to get suggestions from you. So today, I will get suggestions from all of you. What should I draw today? So let me know in the comments below what you would like to see me draw. Now, and for next week's show, I'm not going to take suggestions, and that's because I am going to draw the winner of the Flash video. Okay, so if any of you seen the Flash video, the 100 Flash suits, and once again, thank you to everyone who supported that, and a thank you to Undecided Mike H.
Hello.
Yeah, who put in a super chat. Thank you. Says, hi James, it's good to see your videos. You definitely inspire and motivate me to get back into drawing and give me direction where I can take my art talent. That's fantastic. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. I assume your name's Mike, and I assume you're undecided. But thank you so much, Mike. Really do appreciate it. And good luck to you. And I think that's fantastic. You know, we all gotta, you know, sometimes it takes a lot of courage to actually go for it. It really does, and it's not easy, and it's not for everyone. But I really appreciate seeing you, you know, trying to get back into the drawing, and I think that's fantastic. Also, thank you, Mike, for helping me forget exactly what I was talking about. What was I talking? Oh, I was thinking about the Flash.
Nathan, thank you also.
Yes. Oh, Nathan.
He asked, "Can you draw a dragon, please?" It's possible.
It's possible I can draw a dragon.
It's possible.
Dragon. But let me explain.
Yeah.
For next week. Next week. I'm going to draw the winner of the Flash video. Now, if you watch that Flash video, I had a few prizes in there, and I think we're going to give those away today, if I'm not mistaken. You still got a chance to win. Okay, so just go check out the Flash video and what you had to do to win those pieces. I believe I am giving away the the 30 minutes, the 3 minutes, or the 30 minutes, the 30 seconds, and the 3 seconds. I think you want to win that 3 seconds. That's the best one.
Okay, so here's a question.
Yeah.
For those, is it all three of those are going to one person, or?
Oh no! We're multiple winners.
Separate.
Multiple, yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Multiple winners. Don't be greedy.
Hey, man.
One's good. One's good enough. So it's 3 winners there. Yeah. So if you guys still have a chance, please go to that video. Read what you have to do to win. Okay, so I won't announce those 3, but I will announce the one who won the big prize, and that is the one who was the first one to get at least 80% of the flashes right in order.
Mm-hmm.
Now, some of you, I think some of you, and a good-natured of you, right? You named a lot of flashes, but it was very obvious you just tried to name as many flashes as you could. But this particular winner, he actually took the time, and he said it took him hours to actually try to figure it out.
We're talking about,
Yes, it took him hours to figure out. But
you can see my eyes gloss over when we talk about Flash now, because
that's
just
right.
like the experience.
I do want to say a huge thank you to Mark here. He actually got me all the references and got them ready for me to put the piece together.
Thanks, man.
He did a lot of the research for me, so thank you, Mark.
It was a fun rabbit hole, but even more impressive was this particular individual's efforts.
Absolutely. So I'm going to go over there right now. Why don't you keep an eye on the chat while I go over there right now, and I'm going to say his name. I already gave away. It's a dude, I think. Apologies if it's not that dude. I'm pretty sure it's a guy. But I do want to give a shout out to some who did.
Yeah,
there were a lot
of really good.
Like for example, like Nathan 55. Nathan 55 named a lot of flashes here. A lot of flashes here. And did a great job.
And he was one of the earliest ones to post,
yes,
if I'm not mistaken.
Absolutely, yes. So you did a great job. However, it I believe it wasn't the first one. That's why, right?
Yeah.
And I don't think this is in order, actually, either. It could be in order. But also the Punster. The Punster did a great job naming a lot of flashes here. A lot of flashes, so definitely consider it fantastic. However, my favorite out of all of them, and it was actually a recent one. Let's see if I can find it here.
Okay.
It was a recent one. Hold on. I do want to mention this person because this made me laugh. This made me laugh. Well, hold on. see if I can find it here. Oh man, sorry. So many. Hold on. Sorry guys, this is great radio. This is great radio. Me looking for something on my phone. By Clint Brown just recently had a whole myriad of flashes. Dayton Gamer put a whole bunch. Vincent F did a whole. Oh, look at that. Vincent F. Look at you. Did a whole bunch of work. That took him hours too. And oh man, I wish I could have more than one winner because this is pretty insane what some of these people are doing here.
Well, the other thing that was interesting
I think
was
this is the one I kind of enjoyed.
Okay.
A lot. This is from Anthem, who named all the flashes, and I'm gonna put it up in the camera here.
Yeah.
See, this is Anthem. So here we go. Flash. There you go. This is what he did. Flash.
Like, I'd imagine that in itself took a lot of time.
Yeah, I think it would. You would have to number it, right? Well, I think if you go into Word, well, you have to put the little lightning bolt at the end there. See that? Oh, I missed it. You had the little lightning bolt at the end. I think if you go to Word, you could renumber it, right? Could you not number? But I appreciate that. And thank you to everyone who worked so hard on it. But we were looking for the first one to get over 80% on it, okay? And that person who won, and I'm going to say who it is right now, and it's really easy to find because it's
Mighty,
one of my
thank
hardest.
you so much, sir.
Yes.
And thank you for being here again, as always.
Who's that? One Mighty R. My buddy, One Mighty R, who doesn't need to super chat, but he always does. You definitely don't need to do that, but we do appreciate it. And One Mighty R,
it's true, man.
Always been here. It means a lot to us. Thank you, buddy, for all the support you've given to the channel. That's fantastic. But I want to say a big up, congratulations to Jonathan Goo. Jonathan. Sorry.
Oh, it's Jonathan. It's
Jonathan.
Jonathan.
Jonathan?
It's one of the variants of the name.
Jonathan Goo. Jonathan Goo, congratulations. You are the one who won. Is Jonathan Goo in the chat? I would like to know if Jonathan Goo is in the chat.
I don't know.
Okay.
But if Jonathan Goo shows up, we'll keep an eye out.
Keep an eye out for Jonathan Goo.
But, you know, when I was reading the comments afterwards, like, James and I were looking at this after it got posted, and like, oh, who's going to get this? Because we wanted to make sure we caught whoever got it first.
Right, yes.
And when he posted his, there was a lot of comments underneath. And while we were looking at it, people were already commenting right away.
Yes.
And one of the things that he said was, like, it took me, like, I think it was 5 hours to do?
Yes.
Which is almost as long as it took to make, like,
That's true.
Which is crazy.
That's true, right. Yeah.
It's absolutely crazy. And you know what we really appreciated about that? He time-stamped every single Flash reference that he had there. So it was very easy. Yes. It was like, even if he got one wrong, it was very easy for us to just go to the next one and be like, that's who he was talking about. Yes. That was amazing.
So he definitely didn't get everyone right, but he got way more than 80% of them right. So congratulations to Jonathan Goo. So I will try to contact you a little later on, okay? And hopefully I can get your commission. We will be drawing that next week, unless he shows up at the next minute or so.
Well, you know what? I don't think he's here today.
Okay. So what are we going to do today, my friend?
What are we going to do today?
Now, let me take a look.
Yeah.
Let me take a look. I got to see. What are we going to draw today? Okay, guys, so just imagine it's only a 2-hour show. So most likely I can't do a full team. Okay?
Are we just going to go with something that might have already been said?
One singular character. That's what I'm looking on. Jackson Zoe wants a shout out. Shout out!
Guys, send out a one single character that can be drawn within an hour or two with a half body.
Trinity Davis says, can you draw something to help support cancer patients? And to let you guys know that cancer charities, they're very near and dear to my heart. As you guys know, if you watched before, I have contributed to the oh my gosh. Oh, it's on the tip of my tongue. The charity, the
Society?
Gildas Club.
Yeah.
The Gildas Club that supports families that were affected by family members receiving cancer. So especially children. They do programs for children who lost a loved one, lost their parents because of cancer. And we have donated before to that particular cause. And a lot of you actually donated to that cause. So we really do
Which is awesome.
appreciate that. Guys. So that's definitely a worthy cause and something that we will actually do more of in the future for sure, Trinity. So there you go. So they're coming in hot. They're coming in hot.
Yeah, they are.
They're coming in hot. There we go. Simba. Let's see. Anything that's what's it called? Sticking out to you?
There's a couple repeated, but they're unfortunately, like, when they're repeated, they're usually from the same person. And
for sure.
I want to make sure that it's fair towards everybody.
Yeah,
so I'm trying to find some stuff.
Let's see here. We got a lot of fun suggestions here. Mighty Mouse. I saw Mighty Mouse.
Yeah.
By Brandon Ingram. Is that the basketball player, Brendan Ingram? I don't know.
Okay, I am seeing Deathstroke from a few different people.
Deathstroke, that's an interesting one. Okay. See how I feel, man. I'm trying to see how I feel here.
Yeah.
Like, they're really coming in hot here.
Do you want to do Battinson for the 50th time?
No. It doesn't draw Battinson. By the way, if you want Battinson, just go back a few videos where I drew Batman from his name, and then you could definitely see Battinson.
It's an excellent tutorial.
There.
I followed along.
Yeah. Mark, follow
all the
along.
way through. All the way
Did
through.
Any of you follow that tutorial? I was trying to go a lot slower this time.
It was
with the tutorial.
It
I was
was
doing my
so
best. I was doing my best.
Clear.
Sinrick says, how was my experience here in the Philippines? I love the Philippines. I have gone, that was my 4th time, I think, going, and I always have a great time in the Philippines. Lots of fun.
Okay, you know what I am seeing stand out a few more times now, actually?
What is that?
Wolverine.
Wolverine?
I'm also saying that because I like Wolverine.
I like Wolverine, too. Wolverine's pretty cool.
When's the last time you drew Wolverine?
You know,
like, I know you posted on Instagram a couple of...
It's definitely been a while.
Okay.
It's definitely been a while.
Wolverine did just have its first issue come out in the last week.
That's true.
Wolverine number 1. That's true.
Okay. Why don't we do Wolverine then? Who was that?
Are we drawing Wolverine? Is that what we're doing?
Okay. So, since they said Wolverine, can I ask everyone in the chat? Okay. Who was the first one who said Wolverine? Do you know?
I'm scrolling.
Which was the one that you saw?
I don't want to miss.
I would like to give them a shout out.
Derek Torres was one. So
Derek Torres, thank you for the suggestion, my friend.
But I don't think he was the first one.
Okay. Okay. Well, while Mark looks for who actually said it first, I would like to ask you, if we're gonna do Wolverine today, which Wolverine would you like me to do? Okay, yeah. Which Wolverine? Because there's definitely close to 100, and don't ask me how I know that.
Oh, you know what? Sorry, this one just stood out to me right away because I like this one.
What is it?
Cratton 2099, X-Force Wolverine.
X-Force Wolverine. Ooh!
And Cratton, correct me if I'm wrong here, but I'm going to assume that you're talking about like the Clayton Crane era 2008, 2009
Yes,
X-Force
Wolverine. I believe so. Let me look that up.
Because that is some stuff.
X-Force Wolverine. And that's cool because it's black, right?
Yeah.
The costume.
With the grayscale, yeah. And the red eyes.
Horse Wolverine. And to let you guys know, I'm going in now in the live streams. I've decided to go full color. Okay, and you guys will have a chance to win this drawing, like we always do every live stream. So,
because I'm reading some of the suggestions here, like a lot of things that come up is you can say no, Avi.
Okay.
It's James's show. He can say no, guys.
Yes, I could say no. I'm good at saying no.
What if you had Wolverine, it's just him, but he's fighting off from the symbiote trying to get him. Is that too much for the composition, or is that, like an action pose where he's like this, but then there's just the stuff.
And then you would see the Venom, like the face trying to...
Oh, wow, now you're getting, ooh. That's a little wild. I don't know. A little much? A little much? I wasn't even thinking of the face. I was just thinking of like black symbiote like oil.
Well,
like,
the only problem with this, it's not much color in there.
Because now it's just a lot of black.
Would you guys like me to do that? Would you like me to draw X-Force Wolverine trying to fight off Venom?
Trying to fight off the symbiote from like grabbing him.
Yes.
Okay, hold on. Let's see.
That could be an interesting one. It could be an interesting one. I won't lie.
Let's.
Could definitely be interesting. Okay.
Well, I guess we gotta wait 30 seconds because they're probably just hearing this. Sorry, I really put you on the spot there by throwing that out, and I was just like, I see a lot of Venoms, and I'm like, oh.
Okay, but in the meantime, I would like to make an announcement. Well, I'm sure people would like that. People are like, yeah, let's do that. Okay. But before I do that, I would like to make another announcement today.
Yeah.
And hot off the presses, if you're following me on Twitter, this news just dropped literally like 20 minutes ago, or 30 minutes ago. And I would like to show it right here.
Oh, I think I know what it is.
And if anyone here from the Orlando area, Florida, anyone here from Florida? That's what I want to know. Anyone here from Florida?
Might take a bit.
Okay? But if you are from Florida,
here, I'll type
and you are a Transformers fan, might have a chance to meet you. And I might have a chance to meet you right here. I'm not sure if you can see it right here. That's it. I am going to be a guest at TFCon Orlando in a couple weeks, March 20th to 22nd. I am a special guest. Says your comic artist on Optimus Prime, Unicron, Lost Light, More Than Meets the Eye, and more. And I will be a guest at TFCon Orlando coming up in a couple of weeks. Is anyone from Florida? Did anyone say they were from Florida by any chance?
Fookster?
Fookster?
Fookster.
Oh, Foxter?
Yeah.
Foxter. You're saying with an accent.
Oh, it's 2 O's.
Okay.
It forces an accent.
Okay, there you go. If you are from the Orlando area,
Angus Brown,
or
also.
if you're a Transformers fan, want to come see me, I will be at TFCon.
Khan.
Now,
Sawyer Meadows. There's a lot of people. Anthony is from Orlando. You've got a lot of people from Orlando here today, man.
Transformers fans, why don't you come on down and hang out? Let's hang out over there. I'm thinking about. Here's what I'm thinking. Okay. And I know a lot of people are like, get to drawing, Rays. Yeah. Get to drawing. Okay, one second. Let me just say what I had in mind. Instead, because usually at these cons, and it's something that, I understand. It's part of being a con. People want commissions, right, when they come. And the fact is that it's very daunting because you're always, you're drawing, trying to rush as many as you can out. So instead of doing that, I'm thinking about already coming with like 20 of them prepared. Right? Like headshots, half body shots, bring them down, set them at a fair price, and just sell those off. But I do want to see if I could do an art challenge
while you're there.
TFCon, right?
Oh.
So the whole time I will be doing an art challenge, okay? Or doing a draw. Yeah, so while I'm at TFCon, I might do this art challenge for the whole thing. Now, I was even thinking about doing a 24-hour challenge. Now, the thing is over here in Toronto, when TFCon's here in Toronto, that's actually possible because the Artist Alley's booths, like you were there, they're actually outside the room that they lock up.
Yeah.
So I actually could stay there technically 24 hours if I really wanted to, right? So I could have done like a live 24 hours. Now, you wouldn't be allowed there after hours. So
but you would still be in there and you'd still be in
drawing, there, vlogging and all that stuff, right? Until the next day where I'm completely spent, right? Or we could do a different challenge. I was even thinking about doing something fun. Like I'm just sharing with you guys because you guys are my buddies, my friends. I was even thinking of doing something like where I would do like a whole day drawing. So start when the con opens till the end. And then everyone who purchases something from me, I'll put their names in a draw. And then at the end of the day, I will draw one of those names. You get to win that artwork that I drew throughout the entire day. I could do something like that as well. But I'm open to any ideas, right? But I just don't want to just sit there and just draw commissions all day. I want to do something fun and creative. So maybe if you guys have any ideas, let me know in the comments down below. But if you're in Orlando, you're a Transformers fan, check that out. Just Google TFCon, and I'm sure, or TFCon Orlando, and I'm sure you'll find the information there. I'll also have all the information on my social this weekend. So hopefully you could come down and say hi. But let's get going on this.
Gonna get that drawing going, eh?
Get that drawing going, because we're already half an hour in. Why'd you start drawing, Rafe?
While you set up that composition there.
Yeah.
That I put you on the spot for. I apologize. Anything cool go on this week, man?
Huh? Anything cool go on this week?
Yeah.
Okay.
You got anything happening there?
Anything happening?
I know that you did just talk about TFCon. They just announced that.
Yes. Which is very, very cool. That's enough. No.
You've posted a few more this week.
Posted a few more videos.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. For sure. Like we had the Wix video, like I mentioned before, and I did post the
mashup before that.
Oh, the mashup. Yes. And a huge thank you to my buddy Thomas Mason. Who you guys have seen. We've done a lot of collabs together. And Thomas is coloring. He's the one who colored that, and he did that really fast for me. Like, I rushed. I asked him to rush that one so we could have that video ready for. I think that was on, if I'm not mistaken, that was on Sunday? I forgot. I forgot when. But anyway, thank you to Thomas. And go follow Thomas. He's called Mental Studios on Instagram. You can follow him along. What else did I do today? I'm trying to remember. I know I had a bunch that I wanted to talk about, but I'm trying to remember. Yeah, and then we had the baby video that just came out yesterday. And thank you to those. If you haven't seen that one, that's a fun one. That was a lot of fun. And that was one of the first videos that I did everything completely Copic marker. Just because it was a lot of fun. Now, I noticed when I was doing Copic markers that I don't add as much blacks to it. Yeah. Because I'm actually doing it with the actual Copic marker itself. So that was definitely a lot of fun. For sure.
Oh, I should edit your title in the meantime.
Oh, yeah, please do.
Drawing Wolverine versus IoT. Guys, quick shout out before I do this. How do you spell symbiote? No, I'm joking. IoT. Oh, yeah. You know what's funny?
What's that?
Symbiote is in like the pop culture lexicon. Huge. Oh, there's Jonathan Goo.
Hey, Jonathan Goo's here.
Hey, man.
Hey, Jonathan Goo. Is he there?
Yeah, he just doubled back on the stream, and he's like glad to see that I managed to win.
Oh, there! Congratulations, Jonathan! Congratulations, my friend. Hey, Jonathan, do you since you won, okay, and please do message me on Instagram, okay, so I could get your information, okay, and I gotta get you to do a couple things just to make sure that's you on Instagram when you message me. But maybe you could even tell me right now what do you have in mind? What would you like me to draw? And we will be doing that one next week. Because I already started drawing this Wolverine. Yeah. Unless you want this Wolverine Venom. While we wait for that, I'm gonna.
Have you been watching Altered Carbon? Who watches Altered Carbon?
Who watches Altered Carbon? That's with Anthony Mackie, right?
Right now, it's with Anthony Mackie.
Oh, it wasn't before?
No.
No.
So, how familiar are you with the premise of this show?
None.
So it's
I don't have time to watch TV.
So, Altered Carbon. It's written by Richard K. Morgan, and for those of you that some of you might be aware, Richard K. Morgan, he's an author. He also spent some time in comics. He did a Black Widow miniseries, and some of the stuff from his series, of course, has made it into the MCU for the version of Black Widow that we see on screen. Altered Carbon is set in the distant future, and it's a future where death is no longer a problem. So you have these things in the back of your neck that you can install. Everybody has them.
Ooh.
And if your body dies, well, the data of your brain or your mind or your soul, they get a little esoteric about it, is still in that little thing, and they can just put it into another body.
Oh, hold up.
Yeah.
Wait a minute, hold on.
Yeah.
What you're saying there?
Mm-hmm.
What does esoteric mean?
Esoteric? It's a little.
That's a big word for the kiddies.
They get into a little bit of the spiritual stuff, right? It's not just 100% technical. It's definitely sci-fi, but it's not sci-fi where it's just like everything has like a scientific explanation.
You know me. I'm always thinking about making sure the kiddies understand. And when I say kiddies, those are those who are over 14 years old, because those under 14 would never watch this show.
No. Nope. There's nothing for them here.
Nothing for them here.
At all.
They have no reason at all. Those under 14 to watch.
Jonathan, take your time, man.
Yeah, take your time, buddy.
Yeah.
Take your time. Don't worry about it.
He just said I have some options in mind.
Oh, for sure, man.
Take some time to decide.
For sure. And remember, it's just a half body, one character, half body. Okay, so don't come at me with the Justice League versus the Legion of Superheroes. Okay. All Justice League members ever.
Right.
The Legion of Superheroes. Fighting over place.
Toon Universe. I did not know that. Is Altered Carbon going to have an animated version? Really?
Oh, that's pretty cool.
Really? Okay.
There you go.
Well, anyways,
tell
while I look at that later.
Tell me the premise.
Yeah, so again, basically, people, generally speaking, live forever. But with this whole living forever thing, there's a bunch of other stuff. So, of course, it being in the advanced future, when you have your chip out, if you can't afford to be put in another body, you're basically put what's called on ice.
Okay.
So your chip just kind of lies there.
Yeah.
And then there's this whole thing about like, is your soul still like aware in there?
Right.
For the 200-300 years that your chip is just kind of floating around without a body, they can install it into a computer and have it so that way you're living a virtual experience. But because you know that you're in a virtual experience and not in the real world, you're cut off. Mm-hmm. Some people go a little nutty with that. That's the way that they jail some people, by the way, in the series. But the main character, his name is Takeshi Kovacs. And like just right there with a mix of the name, a Japanese first name and Eastern European last name. He in the first season, he ends up being resurrected. He was someone that was put on ice, jailed. And over time, you get to see why. And his character was a part of this movement that wanted to have real death possible again. That was a big thing in the first series. It was the background.
Right.
And it was played by Joel Kinnaman.
Okay, right on.
Okay.
From Suicide Squad.
Yeah.
Academy Award winning.
Now, again, because the bodies can change, Joel Kinnaman, they call it the sleeve, the body that he was in, Joel Kinnaman, the sleeve of Joel Kinnaman, that wasn't his original body. That was basically just something that was otherwise on loan. He was originally Asian in his original, like they call it, his birth sleeve.
Okay.
This second season is 30 years later, and he's now in a sleeve that looks like Anthony Mackie.
Oh, okay. So that's a way to fire people.
Yeah, it's sort of like with Doctor Who, where it's like, I'm going to regenerate, but it's not regenerating. Like, literally in the middle of a season, they can just, like, take out whoever it is that he's living in, the sleeve that he's in, and then just have him in another body. Right.
And
And then you get into these crazy things where it's like, if he's in the virtual world, someone else can take his body and then go around and do stuff with it.
Right.
What happens if you clone somebody's chip? And now there's two of you running around.
Right.
That's technically illegal, but then what happens there? It's a really cool premise, and they make this really deep world. Like, when you watch the show, I think it does it in a way that's entertaining. As you're following the journey of it, it's very clear what's going on. It grabs you with the mystery of what's this all about. But then as you're like, I get it. But as you can see right now, while I'm trying to tell it to you, the world that they have built is really complex.
Right.
So, like this whole idea of world building, the visuals that they have that go along with it too, I think they're really striking. And you spent some time as a concept artist.
Yeah.
I believe, right?
I did, yeah.
More or less, and well, you know what? Maybe even more so the matte painting, because the backgrounds that this show has is absolutely gorgeous.
Right.
As you're going about with the matte painting or even some of the concept design, how much do they how much is it in the designer aspect? Did they inform you about the story, or tell you about it so that way that would inform the way that you're designing these things? Because the world that they build, it really feels like it has a history to it.
For sure. Well, something like that. Like, I didn't get... Whenever I was concept designing, it's usually something that already is really far along in terms of the actual design. So whenever I was asked to design something, it was already to complement whatever was created before it. Like I was telling you earlier, I don't do much concept design anymore, though I don't consider myself a designer, but we'll get to that in a second.
Right.
But in terms of the actual matte painting itself, I always say this, okay? When it comes to visual effects in general.
Yeah.
Okay? Our job is not to be the story. Okay? Our job is to support the story, where you don't even think about us, right? Yes, we have beautiful visuals, but that we shouldn't be distracting from the story, but instead be a reason for the story. Okay? So when I say that, and we're like Ultra Common, I personally haven't seen it, but think about, for example, like Blade Runner, or think about a place where like the actual visuals, they actually complement the story as opposed to becoming the story, right? So when you're, and let me tell you guys this, and I've talked about this before, okay? And it's always my gripe with people who complain about visual effects. Okay. Because they'll point out the bad visual effects. The VFX, the CGI sucks in this thing. Oh, this movie sucks because of that bad CGI. No, the problem is the movie sucks to begin with, and you're looking for something to not like. And then usually it's the CGI that you look at, okay? We'll forgive movies that are good, okay, that have bad CGI in it. We'll forgive them. Have you seen Honey, I Shrunk the Kids recently? Have you seen that?
Not recently, but they're going to make a remake.
They are making a remake. Rick Moranis is coming back. I can't wait for it.
Yeah.
And that's phenomenal. I can't wait for that. Let's hope they have better visual effects for that ant. Because if you watch that movie today, and you see that ant, and I'm just there like... right? So, we're more apt to forgive something if the movie's good. Okay? Or you don't notice as much. Visual effects, you're not supposed to notice us. Right? You're not supposed to notice that, and it's worse when you see it in motion. Right now, Jonathan's looking. Yeah, build up the
let me see if I can show this to the guys.
If you see that in motion, right now, when you're a kid, if you see that when you're a kid, I'm an older guy, so I saw that when I was a kid, or maybe you've watched it on replay. If you watch that, you know, at the time you don't think anything of it.
No,
right?
You don't.
You don't. You're just like, oh, that ant. You cried when the ant died. Spoiler alert.
Well, yeah, I'm actually just showing that right now.
Well, there you go. You cry when the ant dies, right?
Yeah, that was sad.
You don't think anything too much about it, right? Back then, people were like, "Oh, that ant looks so fake." No, you didn't really care because it was such a good movie. I would suggest there's a video out there called "Why Visual Effects Sucks, but It Doesn't," and it's by I don't think it's by Rocket Jump. It's by a school. I forgot, but look that up.
Is that what
it's a very enlightening video. If you guys don't know anything about VFX, because VFX artists, like literally, these guys are working on movies for 2 years straight, always on overtime. Sometimes never even get paid their overtime. And
okay. Rocket Jump Film School. Why CG sucks except it doesn't.
Except it doesn't. It's a very enlightening video.
Please
go check that out.
Please
go check that out. Please do.
Yeah.
It will enlighten your mind, or at least give you a better understanding about how CG, you know, because, you know, we approach it, and then we talked about this before when we talked about the best visual effects for the Academy Awards. By the way, if you wanted to talk about that James Corden thing with that, it was funny. By the way, I didn't think I'd get the chance. I'm not sure if I got the chance to congratulate my former supervisor Guillaume for winning the Academy Award. Congratulations, Guillaume. You guys remember my best friend from MPC, who was my supervisor.
Congratulated him 2 times in a row.
Who I really enjoyed working with on Percy Jackson. Congratulations, Guillaume. But I did think that when James Corden came out in that cat suit, I understand, because the Visual Effects Society, they wrote a letter afterwards, right? And, you know, condemning James Corden for doing that, because pretty much it was making it feel like, and because it was the Best Visual Effects Award. Like, if he did that, like, at the very beginning of the show, I'd have less of a problem with it. If he did that, like, at the beginning or for a different award, if he did that for a different award, fine.
Right.
But the fact that he did that specifically for the Best Visual Effects Award, right?
Yeah, that really hits it.
Right?
Yeah,
it really hits over the head. This movie sucked because of the CG. Seriously, right? Yeah. Like, he didn't say it, but come on, man.
But he really should.
You know what he's saying. And I felt bad for Guillaume. Like, me and Guillaume, we had our differences, but I felt bad for him because that's the attention now. It was off the award. It's on these guys, totally making fun of the industry, whether they say it or not. Whether their intentions were or not, that's exactly what they did. So
would you say, or do you feel that it's such a superficial shift at that point, where it's just like, oh, come on, guys, like, I mean, is this really what we're paying our attention to now?
Right. Well, yeah.
Or is it like,
you know, it's always a taboo thing, you know. Yeah. And to those who aren't in visual effects, I totally get if you don't understand where we're coming from. You're like, oh, come on, man, they're just telling you. Okay, you know, I get that. That, right? Totally do. But, you know, I've seen these guys work. I've seen these guys stay up 4 days in a row. Now, I'm not saying that they're the only ones working on a movie long hours, right? Of course, there's so many.
But anyone that's working that hard.
Yeah, exactly.
Like there's something...
They deserve a little bit more respect than that.
Yeah.
You know?
I would agree.
But, you know, at the same time, I get it. For those who aren't in the know of what it actually takes to do that sort of job, I totally get people's reaction. To that, or to the normal person.
I mean, on another extreme, some people call that like armchair criticism, where it's just you know what, I'm just gonna say my 20 character thing, post that out into the world, and then just sit back and be like, yep.
No, for sure.
And that's the most extreme, like, the other side of it, where it's just like, who are you to say that sort of thing? No, everyone's entitled to their opinion.
Everyone's entitled. No, it's like, because the thing is, like, for example, if we go into the sports analogy, right?
Yeah.
Everyone criticizes their favorite sports player,
that's the best
right?
way to put it. Yeah,
you know, right? Everyone LeBron, you should have gotten 40 points. Right? But for that person who's never played basketball before, or you have sports critics who's never played the game before, but does that disqualify them from talking about basketball? I don't think so.
No.
I don't think so. So, you know, I totally get it. I'm not saying you have to be in visual effects to understand what good or bad visual effects is.
But just that modicum of appreciated respect for the fact that, hey, you worked hard. It didn't really work out.
Yeah, and especially...
But you worked your butt off.
Exactly, and especially on what's supposed to be movies' biggest night, to do something like that for any of the awards, right? Yeah. I personally didn't like it. The VFX Society, they wrote this letter about it. Now, some didn't like that. John Campea didn't like the VFX letter that was put out, and I get his reasonings why. But for me, you know, it is what it is. Coming from a visual effects artist, you know, these things, you know, when you hear these things...
it hits the historical home there.
For sure. And if you haven't seen it, guys, go check out this movie called The Life of Pi documentary. Could you look that up for me, buddy?
Really?
Look up. It's a Life of Pi documentary.
Okay.
It's about this company called Rhythm and Hughes, who won the Academy Award for Life of Pi, and then they went bankrupt right after.
This is just the trailer for Rhythm and Hughes, Life After Pi.
Life After Pi, that's it. Yeah. Life After Pi. Rhythm and Hughes, how they went bankrupt afterwards, and they explain how they lost so much money doing this movie, right? In an age where actors are paying billions of dollars or millions of dollars, right?
They went bankrupt?
Visual effects companies can get nowhere near what these actors are getting paid. And, you know, to be honest, like actors, they sell the movie, of course, right? Of course they sell the movie. So they deserve that money, right? But for years, visual effects companies have been getting the shaft. And it's hard because visual effects companies, they're competing with each other. They're, you know, because they're
and they're bidding. So sometimes it's the lowest. It's the lowest common.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. So the studios, they're just waiting for them to outbid themselves because it's hard to say no to a job.
Right.
Right. There's no union. So they can't walk out. You know, it's not like there's a writers' union. The writers walk out. Actors have SAG. They can walk out if they really wanted to. Right.
And that's the scary thing about, well, not the scary thing, but like that's one of the downsides of being in an industry where you're bidding for the contract.
Right, exactly.
Because when you bid for the contract, you really want to get that contract, and sometimes what ends up happening is you bid, but it doesn't end up compensating for the unforeseen costs that might come in.
Absolutely.
And that's, I'd imagine, is what happened to these guys.
Right. So it's very...
Because I haven't seen the stock.
And that's what they say. It's a very, very low margin industry. Low margin. When I say low margin, low profit.
Yeah.
And
well, where you would expect like a 10 to 15%, like it could end up being, would you say, as low as 1 or 2%?
It could be. It could end up,
really?
or they lose money, but they don't want to lose the job. For a company like Rhythm and Hughes, they could say, we're Academy Award winning Rhythm and Hughes now.
Yeah.
But then they ended up going bankrupt.
Yeah, I just want to point out something in the chat here.
Yeah.
The Real Mr. Shadow, 2Ds. Box Office Artist, thank you for being such a great influence on my life. I've been having a hard time this year, and drawing has been one of my only outlets that I've pursued because of your videos.
Oh, thank you very much. So what was his name again, sir?
The Real Mr. Shadow with 2Ds.
Real Mr. Shadow, thank you so much. That really does mean a lot to me. And again, I'm just a guy who draws on the internet, right? To be honest, but to inspire someone like you to get back in drawing, and even for you guys to just take a few minutes off your problems. I really appreciate you guys giving the time to my videos, and that I could help you in that very, very small way. But hopefully things will turn around for you. We're turning over a new month on Sunday, brand new month. Hopefully a better turnaround for you, my friend. But thank you so much for sharing. Thank you so much, friend. Okay, so sorry guys, I'm just pulling up some reference here. Okay, sorry, whenever I talk visual effects, everyone goes quiet, and because I like to rant about it. My visual effects rant. Okay? But how did we get into that? But the world building. But
we were talking about world building.
Yes.
There is a question that came up here, actually.
Sure.
And I think this is something that would have a nice answer to talk. Yash Sultania.
Okay.
Where and how did you develop your style?
Okay.
I'd imagine it was time had a lot to do with it.
well, you understand. I've been drawing for 20 years, right? So it's been a long time. Though, to be honest, my style hasn't changed that much in over 20 years. I feel my drawing's gotten better, but I don't think the actual style has changed.
I don't know, man. I disagree.
You think so? I don't know, man.
You know how it's one of those things where when you're on a diet,
yeah,
and you see yourself in the mirror every day, you
true.
don't notice the difference.
That's true. That's very true. That's very true.
But every once in a while, like I'll come in, like James and I, we've been friends. Like I've known him again since I was born. He was 3, but there are periods of time where we've gone out of touch. But for the last, I'd say 3 or 4, where there's been a few years in between, I look at this stuff and I'm like, there's a difference, man.
Okay, all right.
Like let's I don't know if there isn't anything to pull out right now.
I'm not gonna argue with you, bro.
Just gonna say, okay,
but I'll tell you my influences at the very least, because we all have influences, okay? And a lot of people, and we talked about this before. A lot of people, especially in comic books, they start off by copying their favorite artists. I'm the same. I did the exact same thing. I started copying Jim Lee's old X-Men covers, that type of thing, or whatever I could find, right? I would try, I see an image, and I would try to copy it exactly, okay? And that's how a lot of people get their start in drawing. But when it comes to the actual style itself, like I had at the time it was my big 5 that I would draw inspiration from when it came to how I wanted my drawings to look. So I think the obvious ones are David Finch, probably the most obvious one. So if you look at his stuff today and my stuff, it's very he's much better, of course, but you can definitely see the influence.
I'm just gonna put that on the capture here.
Stephen Platt. Stephen Platt's a huge one. I met Stephen Platt. Awesome guy.
Stephen Platt. You know what? I don't think a lot of people these days are familiar with Stephen Platt.
No, they're not.
Did he not go on to do something else?
Because Stephen Platt, he went into the movies. He's a storyboard artist now. That's why you haven't seen him. He'll do the odd Marvel cover here and there, but for the most part, Stephen Platt, he drew Moon Knight.
Yeah, that's where he got huge. I've got a Moon Knight thing right here right now. I think it's number 60.
And that's how he got his name, or he got famous off Moon Knight. Because at the time, people were saying he was looking like he was very McFarlane-y at the time.
Yeah, but then he really started to branch out on his own. Like he had his own little things. Like if you guys will look here for what I have. He was one of the first guys to do that thing where, like where the muscles ripple.
Oh, yeah.
The shirt or the cloth is kind of tensing out.
Yes.
Which I've seen you do a few times.
Oh, for sure. Yeah. No, definitely influenced, especially the way he renders everything.
Yeah.
And the amount of detail and the dirtiness.
Do you remember how hard it was to find those Moon Knight issues?
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Oh, my gosh. Those things were just everywhere.
Well, also because afterwards he went to work with Rob Liefeld on Prophet. Right, and then he did Soul Saga after that.
Yeah.
But because his work, because he wasn't the fastest guy in the world, and because of his work, in fact, if you could read some really interesting stories about him and Liefeld, but we won't get into that here. But because his work was so sporadic in terms of actual coming out, right, in terms of producing work, made his work rare. So the time his work would come out, it would be like an event, It
was a hot sell,
It was a hot seller because, you don't usually see a lot of his work, right?
I wanted to ask you something about the evolution of your art, because this is one thing that I've noticed.
Wait, hold on. Let me tell my big 5. I'm not done.
Okay. No, because it has to do with Stephen Platt.
Okay. Sure. Yeah, go for it.
So, you know how you did your cross hatching maybe 5 years ago? I have noticed this. So this is Prophet number 9.
Yeah.
The way that you did your cross hatching back then, versus the way that you do it now, I notice it's a lot less like Stephen Platt today.
Oh no! It's definitely more. I'm definitely more in the David Finch type cross hatching.
Okay.
So if you look up David Finch, you'll find that a lot of my cross hatching influences come from him. But again, guys, don't just copy how someone cross hatch. Understand why they cross-hatch that
That's
way.
Huge.
Yes, exactly.
That's
so
huge.
I'm not just adding lines just because David Finch draws it like that. I'm drawing it because I understand lighting, okay? And that took me a while to learn how to light properly. So that particular image you see there of the Batman, you see that he has a set light, okay? And the way he cross-hatches, it's light gradating around a certain area of the body.
So the light is coming from about here, would you say, and then
it's like a top down. It's like a top down lighting, right? So you see he's lit on the chest. Maybe even from behind his head. That's why his face isn't lit up, right? So that's why. So you got a little bit of light on his chest, so his chest might be really sticking out. But that's why his abs are in shadow, right? So that's why it's more very, as we call rim lighty. It's a very, very rim lighty image.
Yeah, like the lightning in the background seems to be the rim lighting, and then there's another light that's above him.
So that's why you have to understand what the lighting. So of course, and it has to be consistent. So not only is the Batman figure there like that. Look at the gargoyle underneath it that he's standing on. The light reflects that. It's the same, right? And then even the buildings in the back, right? You can see the type of hits of light you're getting. It's consistency. It's consistency of the light. Okay.
So cross-hatching is the easiest way to think about it, not the only way.
Yes,
grayscale.
Exactly.
Grayscale.
Exactly. You can think of it as a cheap way to grayscale. Yeah, exactly.
So I think I have the other 5. I'm just because I've got the tabs ready. But who's next?
Okay. One guy who I really love his style, but again, I like the late guys. The guys who are always late. Okay?
Yeah.
A guy who was always late, but I absolutely adored his style. And I was trying to be the on-time this guy. Everybody was trying to be the on-time this guy.
I think I got it.
Yep, and that is Travis Charest.
Yep,
Travis Charest.
Oh!
There he is. Travis Charest. Everybody wanted to be the on-time Travis Charest.
And this is another one that I think that if you've only gone into comics the last few years, they wouldn't know him either.
Yeah, you wouldn't know who this guy is, but I think you would know a Steve McNiven, right? And Steve McNiven, if you look at his earlier stuff, he took very heavy influences from Travis Charest. I found if there was anyone who was the closest to becoming the monthly Travis Charest, it was Steve McNiven. I find now Steve McNiven he's evolved. His style has evolved over the years. So he's really.
But actually, every once in a while he still goes into that style. Like this is a 2015 drawing. That's that's definitely. So if you guys look at that, that's Steve McNiven. That's a commission from him. And then here's Travis Charest.
Right on, Travis Charest. Yeah. Can you,
so you can see the
pull up Wildcats? Travis Charest Wildcats.
Yeah.
That's the stuff I always look at actually. Travis Charest Wildcats.
This is Wildcats X-Men, actually.
Wildcats X-Men.
But there you go. That's
Wildcats.
That's
that was the cover.
Ones.
Pretty awesome cover. Any of the pages? You pull up some of the pages there.
Oh, that's still.
Yep. Wildcats there.
Here we go.
There we go. Some pages.
There
you go.
There's one.
Right. And so I absolutely loved his style. Like he even started off as like a Jim Lee clone. He looked very much like Jim Lee. He was working on, I think it was called Dark Stars. Before. Was he? Yeah, he was on Dark Stars for a bit.
Huh.
And then I have a few of those issues actually. And then he And then he started working for Jim Lee. So everyone was excited when they saw he was going to take over Wildcats because of how much he looked like Jim Lee. And then his style evolved to that. And then if you pull up his Meta Baron stuff.
Oh my gosh! Yeah.
His Meta Baron stuff is so amazing, but he was so slow. He only put like 2 pages a year.
You know what though?
Right?
When he moved over, because I think he ended up doing this with a French imprint. No.
Yes. What's it called again? You should be able to find out.
Dargod? Did he do it with
Dargod? No, it wasn't Dargod. It was.
Hold on.
What was that called? I forgot.
Are you talking about when it came here? Like the Icon imprint?
No. Who published Meta Barons?
No. There it is. Humanoids.
That's it. Humanoids. Yeah. But you see the stuff in the Humanoids.
But that's
another one I referenced a lot.
The thing in France for like bande dessinée artists, they don't expect monthly.
Oh
if it's gonna like they treat them like they would treat like a book author. If it takes a year, it takes a year. If it takes 2 years, it's gonna be 2 years.
Right. Well, he definitely took his time.
He did. But like when you look at the quality of it, though, like there's a painterly look to it. Did he color this as well?
Yes.
Yeah. So this is all him.
Yeah, that's all him. He painted everything, and Joe Quesada, he loves taking artists that are late and tries to make them on time.
Yeah.
That's his thing. And he succeeded so well with David Finch, because David Finch was super slow before, right?
Yeah.
He was definitely a very, very slow artist. And then Joe Quesada helped him become a very reliable on-time artist. So Charest even did some. He even did a few Marvel covers recently, and he did that Ultimates short story as well. He did that.
Wait, did he?
Yeah. Look it up.
Man, these are things that I like.
Seen
what?
That?
What's going on?
Look up Travis Charest Ultimates.
Come on.
Look it up. Travis Charest Ultimates.
When did that happen?
Oh, that was a few years ago. It was a short story. It was a short story. Yeah.
Bloody heck. I thought that was just like a concept. I didn't know that this was something that actually came out.
Yeah. It's a short story.
Wow. Okay, let's show this to.
Yeah. Show that. So yeah, definitely one of my favorite artists, Travis Charest. In terms of, and another guy who I was actually compared to at one point, didn't stick. Didn't stick.
Yep.
But I was actually compared to this one guy.
I think I got this tab.
Yes, of course. And if you watched the previous stream, we talked about this before in length. But that is Mr. Brian Hitch. Brian Hitch.
Blam.
Mr. Brian Hitch. Look up Mr. Brian Hitch's work, and we talked about it ad nauseum a couple live streams ago. But his storytelling, okay?
Oh,
Two things I really got from him. Number one, casting your characters, which we talked about before. And I think that was the last show, right? We talked about that.
Mm-hmm.
And then, what's it called? The way he did his style of storytelling is very cinematic. It was very simple. His panel layouts, they're all like rectangles, right? It's like you're telling a movie. And the shots, he let the shots be the one to drive the story, as opposed to doing all these different creative panel borders and stuff. That was big in the 90s.
Now, to that point,
right.
When I was speaking with Brian back in, 2004?
Yeah.
So him and Ellis actually came up with that concept specifically for the Authority, which is what I'm showing here right now.
Right, yes.
Having that cinematic quality, double page spreads. You're not filling the page with 9, 12 panels. It's like max 3.
Right.
And that's the tone that they set for themselves, and that ended up being the desired standard.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
For 5 years. Like there's one right now, Authority Volume 1. Like this is from I think issue 2.
Right.
For what they were doing.
Amazing work.
And it's just massive. Like that's 2 pages. Turn the page after that. But you slow yourself down. You're like, what's going on here?
Right. Yeah.
Because that was not happening. Like now it is more prevalent.
Right. Yeah.
But in 2000, this is the first time you're seeing this stuff, and it's just like, what's going on?
Exactly. And also like the attention to detail that he put into every panel.
I'm trying to find that shit.
Just not a lazy guy. Definitely not a lazy guy.
No, he's not.
He's definitely not a lazy guy. And you see ships upon ships. You're drawing every single building in there.
Here we go.
Beautifully.
You remember that?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
This is not doing it justice, guys.
Yeah, and then even the way he would do detail, he would do it in a way where it didn't take away from the actual action too, right? So he would draw all these buildings, but it wouldn't take away from the story, right? So like I was talking about the VFX, it supported the story, didn't take away from it, draw away from it, and that was the problem I was having too when I was in comics. I would put all this detail in the background, and it would actually blend in with the characters I was drawing. So even CB Sabuski, he even told me that. He told me I was putting way too much detail in the backgrounds. I got to lighten up on that because the characters and the stories were getting lost. That's one of the tips that CB gave me.
Okay.
For those of you who don't know, CB is currently the editor-in-chief of Marvel.
The EIC.
Yeah. And the EIC, and he was a great help to me. Like he was... he gave me a lot of advice over the years. He would always look at my stuff, and even though I never really got a job from him, although I think he was instrumental in me getting my Hulk job, per se, he was always willing to look at my stuff. So CB was great. But anyway, so that was one thing I really needed to work on, was doing the backgrounds. Okay. In terms of the actual detail, though, so I wouldn't even necessarily copy his human style, but I would appreciate his detail. So he was an inspiration more. Again, it was more of a work ethic guy type thing. And then I saw Wizard Magazine, and we talked about that before. Wizard Magazine was the internet before the internet. That's where we found out our news. We would wait for the monthly Wizard Magazine.
Oh, man, that every third Wednesday, man.
That's
it would just be like, yep, show up to the comic store.
And then that was where the news was. If you learned what Marvel's plans were, you learned about the new movies were coming out and all that stuff. We learned that from there. But I remember reading this article about this particular artist, and it said that, and it showed an image that he did, this very, very complicated image, and it said, like, wow, for the amount of detail that this guy puts in his artwork, he should be paid by the line, and he would deserve it, right? So that's when I was like, yeah, detail, gotta be detail. Yeah. And he's a legend, finally retired, I think. And he is George Perez. George Perez. Put that up. You didn't know that? Ah!
No, you know what? When you were talking, like I had it, and then I put it away because you were talking Wizard for a second, and I was like, "Are you going to go that way?"
There you go. Yeah,
and I took it down.
But also, I'll show his Justice League Avengers, and then show that little collab that he did, which was also an inspiration for me because I'll talk about the next guy after that.
Oh my gosh!
Right.
You know what's funny? I totally forgot that this particular image existed.
Oh, yeah.
I know exactly what you're coming from.
And if you wondered where I got the inspiration to do this guy, here, can you show my camera there?
Yep.
I forgot to show my camera there. We got the inspiration to do this guy.
That
definitely
comes from
Mr. George Perez. Definitely an inspiration for doing that, right? So he was like a guy that was motivating in terms of hard work, a hard work guy. I love detail. I learned to love detail looking at his work. So not necessarily that I was copying the way he drew people, but was more like his compositions and appreciating all of the work he would do in every single page.
Let's pull up the most iconic one, shall we?
Yes, please. Yes, please. Yes, please. And if he pulls up the one I think he's going to pull up.
Yeah, but I'm trying to... Where's the...
Hold on while I look up some Wolverine reference, because I forgot what the...
That's funny.
Wolverine reference looks like. So... This is great radio.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for tuning into Dead Air Radio.
Dead Air Radio.
Where we show random scrolling of artworort.
Yes, we're always looking for reference.
We're always looking for reference. I love it. That's it. That's all that needs to be said.
BoxOfficeArtist Live, where we're always looking for reference.
You know what? I haven't seen this one before.
See?
That's interesting.
Oh, that's cool. What's that from?
That's from...
Is that like Titans?
Infinite Crisis 7?
Oh,
really?
Interesting.
You know, when I look at George Perez stuff, it makes me want to go out and buy the individual issues, which is ridiculous because of how much they probably cost now.
Of course.
But,
of course.
That, I've always loved that cover. Crisis on Infinite, number 12.
That's a great one. That's a great one, too, for sure.
It's funny, whenever I look at the anti-monitor with the way that that's designed, to me, it only works when George Perez draws it.
Yeah, yes. For sure.
That particular version.
Right.
I can't... I've seen some other people draw it, or something similar too.
Right.
And it doesn't have the same type of... I don't know, it just doesn't fit in anyone else's style, world style.
I see, right. For sure. I think I drew Wolverine wrong.
What do you mean?
Okay. Some have it this way, some don't. I think I drew the cowl wrong because I was looking at reference. See, guys, that's why we look at reference. It's not necessarily I'm trying to copy the person. It's more I'm trying to get the costume details correct.
Oh, you're talking about the X-Force version?
Yeah, the X-Force version.
No, dude, you're fine.
You're fine?
Yeah.
Yeah, people are drawing it differently, man.
Yeah. Like, are you talking about Bianchi has like the cut in the ear at the bottom? No. That's not always there. Don't worry about it. Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. Right. That doesn't always happen.
Is that how you say his name, Bianchi?
I think so.
Simone Bianchi. Simone
Bianchi.
Oh, but didn't we say the Clayton Crane version? One of the Clayton Crane.
What's that?
You wanted to do the Clayton Crane?
Yeah. But even in the interiors, like it was just it'd be done like that. That's
okay. But anyway, speaking of detail, and I don't want you to show this guy's work because we do have youngins here. Okay. Do you know what I'm talking about when I say that?
Not really. Is it a Japanese artist?
No, it's not.
No?
But it's the one who called me, remember? I was talking about that last week. The artist who called me, worked on The Matrix.
Yes!
There you go, Mr. Jeff Darrow, who did what was Hard Boiled, and please don't show any of that because something bad's going to show up.
But his Matrix,
Matrix concept art.
Yes.
Show the Matrix concept art. What's the name of the boy, the toy robot, or you know what I'm talking
Rusty
about?
and the Toy Robot.
Was that it? Boy Robot?
Rusty and the Boy Robot or something like that.
Robot or something
wow,
like
we
that?
sound like silly people right now.
Yeah, show that stuff, man.
Yeah,
that stuff's crazy. Oh no, I meant the Matrix stuff.
Oh no, I just want to know what the name is.
See it.
Big Guy and Rusty the Robot.
That's it. Big Guy, yeah.
I just want to make sure that this is indeed what we're looking for.
Yes.
Because, the surprises sometimes show up.
Yes, for sure.
Yeah. Yeah. Hold on.
Were you surprised?
It's just that when you show up some of the other things that show up underneath.
Oh yeah, for
are
sure.
things you don't want to
of course.
have seen.
That's why
so I'm just gonna open some of these in a new tab.
But it will be interesting. Like he's back on the Matrix. He's working. He's working again on the Matrix. So will be exciting to see. That we'll have the same feel.
So display cap. So yeah, that's one of the pieces there. This, if I'm
crazy,
not mistaken,
right?
I can't remember, but in Matrix Revolutions, what was the name of that giant mech thing that they would have guarding the gates?
Oh, I don't know. I'm not sure. Does anyone know in the chat?
But
it's an old movie though. It's like how old is that movie now? That's
2001.
Yeah, 2001.
And and here's the chair where they.
Oh yeah, that's the chair. Yeah.
Where they pump into the Matrix. That was his. He did not do a lot of concept pieces, if I'm not mistaken, right?
Well,
like it was just key things.
It was key things.
Yeah.
Okay, and because it's slow, because he likes to put in all the detail, right?
Yeah.
And there was this one picture of the room, one of the rooms, and he was saying when I was reading the Art of book that he didn't even show the Wachowskis what he did until he was finished.
It's not that one, is it?
It's the one in the one in your fingers pointing to the left. To the left. No, that one. Yeah, that one.
I'll try.
He didn't show the Wachowskis that one until he was done.
What?
Yeah.
What is that? What's that about?
He did, so he didn't get any direction on that. He refused to show it to them until he was done. That particular one.
Oh, because he didn't want input while it was being made.
Well,
okay.
Maybe, or he was scared. I forgot why. He actually wrote why in the book. That's scary, man. You can't do that. Like, I've worked in concept. You can't just show them that, right? They need to be part of the process, right? But
they were fine with it, eh?
They were fine with it. They liked it, right?
Yeah.
They liked it. It's like one of those things. You bring Jeff Darrow on, you know what you're getting.
Yeah.
Right? So
Ben Mellinger is asking for some Mark Bagley. What's your take on Mark Bagley?
I love Mark Bagley. I do.
We talked about him last stream.
We did talk about Mark Bagley last stream, and mainly because, again, not for style. I definitely don't look at his stuff for style. What I appreciate the most about Mark Bagley is the work ethic that he has.
He's got probably one of the best work ethics I've ever heard of.
Ever.
In comics. Anywhere, really.
Right? If there's anything to take away from Mark Bagley, but no, his work's great. Now, don't get me wrong. His work's fantastic, right? But in terms of the actual style, it's not something like I would look at like I want to draw like Mark Bagley. It's more I want to work like Mark Bagley. I want to work like that guy.
Yeah, and just to summarize what we were talking about last week, this man does 2 pages a day.
Yeah.
Sometimes more.
Yeah, 2.5 to 3 pages a day. That's what he said. If he doesn't, it's a bad day for him.
Yeah.
That's what he says, right?
Because he's really disciplined. When he's at the chair, he's at the chair.
Yes,
he's drawing. Yes. He's not dilly-dallying. He's not second-guessing himself.
Right.
He's going right to it. And it's such a disciplined routine that he has.
And he would say he would start 7 in the morning, finish at 7 at night every day, right? And then sometimes Sundays he'll even work as well.
Yeah.
So it's one of those type of deals, right? So definitely. There's one more guy I didn't mention.
Uh-huh.
And related related to Mr. George Perez there, kinda, and they did a collab together, and this is collabs before the YouTubes, my friends. This is collab.
It's true.
In fact, this person has his own YouTube channel, if I'm not mistaken. He does. No, I am not mistaken. I know he has his own YouTube channel. He's Mr. Alex Ross. Alex Ross. Come on down. Welcome to the Box Office Artist podcast.
I would imagine the people are quite familiar with Alex Ross.
Yes. Well, you never know, though. You know, I have a lot of younger viewers, right? So
that's true.
Some of them might not know who Alex Ross is. Now, I'm pretty sure if you're into comics and you are over 25, very good chance you know who he is. But the first person to really bring realism into things. So, for those of you who have never seen this before, this is the Crisis on Infinite Earths piece,
which eventually turned into a cover. 20th anniversary cover or something, 20th
anniversary cover. Penciled by George Perez. So George Perez penciled it. He said it took him 3 weeks straight to get that done completely.
Which is crazy.
And then it took Alex Ross, I believe, 2 months, if I'm not mistaken, to paint it. Paint over it.
Yeah, this is all painted.
Yeah. So
it doesn't do it justice when you get this as a trade paperback in the size of a trade paperback.
Exactly. And I was like, me and Mark were talking earlier about if you ever get the chance to see not even just Alex Ross, but anyone's artwork
in person,
it's a completely different experience than actually just seeing a reproduction on a screen or even a print. It's completely different. I got the opportunity. I was in Chicago, and he had a booth there. He wasn't there, but he had a booth there.
Yeah.
And they had some of his original art. And when I was looking through this, like, this is not what you see on the paper. What you already see on the reproduce is amazing. But when you see that original art, it's a completely different experience, for sure. And,
now, exponentially better, would you say?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Exponentially better. Absolutely. So.
How's that? There you go.
There you go. It's coming along. Yep. Adding the darks. Getting the
symbiote.
Symbiote. Symbiote.
So those are the. You know what? That's actually 6, eh? So let's recap. Stephen Platt.
Yep.
Dave Finch.
Yep.
Brian Hitch.
Yep.
Travis Charest.
Yep.
Jeff Darrow.
Yep.
Alex Ross.
Yep. And was that 6?
6.
I think that's it. I think those were the 6.
Those are your big 6.
Those are my big 6. Did you have anyone else there? Maybe I forgot one. I could have.
No,
that was it, right?
I was gonna I thought you were going to touch on Bart Sears.
Oh, Bart Sears. Well, Bart Sears.
Because when we were really young, we were both into his
thank you for
tutorials.
bringing up Bart Sears. Bart Sears, for you guys that didn't know, he was like the teacher of our generation of artists. Because Bart Sears would do all these tutorials in Wizard Magazine. Again, Wizard Magazine. It was a magazine that, and he had
what were the name of his 2 characters that he would continually draw?
Brute and Babe.
Brutes and Babes, that's it.
Brutes and Babes.
But his name was Mailoril.
Yes,
her name was, I can't remember.
Yes, but he did name the book Brutes and Babes, too, when he eventually published it. But Bart Sears, you know how YouTube, I called Wizard Magazine YouTube, right? Because that's where we would find out our news, and if we needed tutorials, that's where we got our tutorials from Brutes and Babes.
That's his Turok and Exo Manowar. Right?
Yeah.
Oh, what? I missed some of this stuff.
Yeah, for sure. So, no, definitely, you're right. I definitely learned a lot about anatomy, for sure, from looking at Bart Sears tutorials. Though I never tried to actually draw his style.
Yeah.
But I learned a lot about actually drawing figures and everything. From Bart Sears.
What he was great at also, is the exaggeration.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
I think that was one of our earliest references to that. Or exposures to that. Once you understand anatomy, that's when you can exaggerate.
Yes, exactly.
Don't just start drawing the Hulk as a big dude without understanding the anatomy that goes under it first.
Right, exactly, right? Know the rules before you break them. That kind of deal, yeah. For sure. Bart Sears was definitely that influence. I didn't even talk about Jim Lee, did I? I didn't even talk about. You did. I did talk about a little bit.
You did. You were starting off.
When I was starting off, yes, for sure. And nowadays, Jim's a little bit more of an influence today. and the way he tells stories and everything, and some of his dynamic splashes and all that, right? But definitely more when I was younger.
Yeah.
Because all those Image guys, I would look up to them. Jim Lee, Wills Portacio, great Filipino hero, Wills Portacio, creator of Bishop.
Yeah, that's right.
Creator of Bishop. Who else? Dale Keown, Pitt.
Oh yeah.
Dale Keown, Pitt. I love Pitt, and I love the way he drew Pitt again. And if you look at his stuff today, it's like he got cleaner. His stuff's cleaner today. Like he does all these big muscular, but his lines are so clean.
So this is actually this is a newer one.
Yeah, that's a newer one. That's a newer one. His style, like he got very, very clean. I noticed that.
This is a newer one. Oh my gosh! You know what, Pitt? I wanna show an example of. There we go. So this is what we grew up with in terms of Dale Keown, which is already fantastic in and of itself.
Yes. Yes, that was it. That was it.
And I think some of it has to do with his choice in medium. Like he was using a thicker medium or a thicker marker or a thicker something.
Right.
But now you compare that to the line work that he has today.
Yes.
And I'm just gonna go back to it. There's a Fantastic Four that it looks like he's done recently.
Right on. Oh really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
That's
cool. Like you look at the hatching on his. Look at his hatching. Can you zoom in on that?
Yeah.
Look at the hatching. Again, guys, when we talk about lighting, there's no question where that lighting's coming from, right?
You're not guessing.
You can see. You're not guessing. You can see that the lighting's coming from the top left, right? And then you can tell by the shadow that his casting.
Yeah.
Casting, and also the shoulders casting onto his arm. And you can see the dark behind the fingers because the light is catching in front of the hand. Okay, so you can't just add stuff. You got to know where that light's coming from. It's so important to understand that, to make it work. But that's a great example of that. Yeah.
And sorry, before Dale Keown, you mentioned.
Let's see.
I forgot.
Well, even like Mark Silvestri, like all the Image guys, right?
Oh, Willis.
Wills Portacio. Yes. Wills. Yeah, show some of his older stuff. Show what works.
Which was a cool series, man.
It was a great series. That one.
But that one had some delays.
It did. Definitely had some delays, and unfortunately for Wells at the time, like he was supposed to launch when everyone else launched, but then I believe his sister passed away, and he couldn't join the launch.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, that's why you wouldn't, if we look back in history to those who were savants, like us, like his name wouldn't probably be upon the founding fathers. Probably not. You would probably think of the big six. But really, it's seven, and that's with Wills. Right?
Yes.
Wills should have been with them when they launched.
Yeah, like his style is fantastic.
Yeah.
Anyways, there's a comic history lesson from the 90s to today.
Yes. Courtesy of the Box Office Artist.
Box
Office Artist Live.
Do you remember this piece, guys? Yes. This is 1992.
Yes. Isn't that great? That's when he said he was coming back, announced he was coming back.
Mm-hmm.
And then there you go. Yeah, so that's Wills. And then Mark Silvestri, Cyberforce. I didn't even talk about Michael Turner. Speaking of cancer, unfortunately, Michael Turner, we lost Michael Turner quite a few years ago to cancer. But again, another amazing artist. He was constantly in the top 10. Wizard top 10 artist.
Did you actually, know what? I'm going to click on these. Did you ever see these like extended editions that Aspen came out with a couple years ago?
No, I did not. No.
It's basically pencils only.
Oh yeah.
I ended up picking up a couple of these. These are fantastic to look at.
Oh, right on. That's cool.
For Soulfire and
oh,
and
really?
Aspen. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Is Michael Turner?
Michael Turner.
Michael Turner work?
Yeah.
That's great.
Oh shoot! You know what? Now that I'm looking at these, I'm like, there's more than what I saw. I'm like, oh, now I need to go back and try to find these.
Yeah, Michael Turner started off in Top Cow. Again, a lot of these guys start off as, like you guys know, I was a background artist. That's how I started off, and a lot of these comic artists, they started off back in the day. They would do backgrounds for other artists. Like for example, Michael Turner did it for Mark Silvestri. for a while. Travis Charest did backgrounds for and Richard Bennett. They did backgrounds for Jim Lee. So it's a very, very common thing to have someone do your backgrounds just to make up time, you know, just to be more time efficient, get faster. And then they usually branch out into their own style. I believe Jason Fabok did backgrounds for David Finch.
Yes.
For a while, yeah. You know, and that's how he got his start. And he mentioned
John
that
Michael
too.
says, BOA, your art reminds me of Kirby's bigness and Jim Lee's style.
Oh, thank you very much. That's huge
fantastic
compliment. Thank you very much.
That's a massive compliment.
Yes, thank you very much. It's really nice.
It's true, though, with your forced perspective.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's... Correct me if I'm wrong here, but I feel like forced perspective was something that you were huge into.
Oh, yeah.
From the beginning.
Oh, yeah.
From the beginning.
Well, it's very dynamic, right?
Yeah.
One big help with that, there's a book. Well, I don't really usually recommend a lot of books. There's always a couple that I would recommend for anyone who wants to get into comics. One sounds cheesy, but How to Draw Comics the Marvel Way, that actually helped a lot.
Oh, that is a good one.
It is a good one. Understanding Comics by Scott McCloud helped me a lot in terms of storytelling, how to tell a story.
Yeah.
You know, people always quoted, at the time they quoted comics and sequential art. I read it, but it didn't really influence the way my art, to be honest with you. I think Understanding Comics helped me a bit more. But I'd
agree with that, actually.
Huh?
I'd agree with that. And Understanding Comics was the first one that came out, right?
Yes. He did a couple more.
That was groundbreaking.
Yes, it was. At the time?
Yeah,
absolutely.
Because no one else had really had that critical look at the way that sequential art tells a story.
It totally made you think of comics differently.
Yeah.
For sure. And then, one in terms of anatomy and force perspective was Bern Hogarth. Bern Hogarth. Dynamic figure drawing. Bern
Oh, yes.
Hogarth.
I'm just going to pop that up for everybody here.
Pop that up. So if anyone's into that, I believe that book still stands out. It's still good today.
Yep, there it is.
Yeah, show that for them. That's a fantastic book. Go check that out. In terms of figure drawing, that would be a great book to get. Go get yourself an
I don't
book.
know if you ended up getting this one, James, but I really liked this one.
Oh, okay. I never got that one.
By Jack Ham.
Yeah, that's a good one.
In that one, there was here's something. Like, there are a lot of references with regards to proportion, like how to measure certain things.
Right.
And that was huge for me.
Right.
Less on poses, but more on general proportion.
Right.
And then also and not just one way, different ways. Like how do cheeks work? How do folds on clothes work? That's what I'm trying to find right now.
Right.
Actually here, yeah.
Yeah.
Like over and under. When does it go over? When does it go under? That one I really liked.
Yeah. Hey, bro. By the way, bro, can you just move the thing over just so they can still see the drawing, if that's possible? Is that possible?
Yeah.
Is that possible or no?
I think so. Let's try it.
Just or you could cover my face.
Yeah.
Cover my face. They don't need to see me.
Nope, not that one.
Or maybe add a new window on top of that one. Or no, in this one, and then add a new window. Add just so they could see what I'm drawing at the same time. Here, I'll show. Hey guys, I'm here! Ha ha! Hey, how do I get over here, huh? Hey! Actually, I might have one. Oh, that's alright. That was weird. Oh, actually, if I do this, I can change this. There you go. Boom.
Oh, hi.
Oh, hi. Oh, hi, Mark.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
You can really dance.
No, you could really dance. Oh, wait. Boom, boom, boom. Hey, look at that. You can cover my face.
Well, why are we covering your face? People come here for you. We can cover mine.
No, but they're here for draw. They're here for drawing, man.
We can cover mine, man.
No. But it's so small.
Yeah, but
that's okay.
Okay.
That's okay.
Okay. Hey guys, whose face do you want covered?
How about we do this? Hold on. It's always fun trying to figure this out. This is always fun on the fly, guys.
Yep.
Just
we're new.
So you guys
we're always gonna be new.
Or I got a better idea.
Yeah, what's up?
Or oh no, it won't bring the camera. I remember that. It won't bring the camera. Sorry. So that wasn't a good idea.
Right.
This one.
You're just gonna go with that.
Where is the drawing camera? This one drawing camera.
Oh, and then you're gonna overlap. I see what you're doing.
Let's try that.
Oh, nope, because that's everything.
Oh, that's everything.
That's everything.
That's all my pens, guys. Look at that. There you go. Forget it.
Whatever. It's fine.
Never mind.
It's fine for what it is.
Never mind. Well, you can see me right here. Hey.
Yeah.
I'm over here.
Yeah, and you know what? I'm gonna do it like this so that, yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
Hey, over here.
Yeah, we're gonna play around with
this.
Okay,
we'll play around with it, people. I will play around with it.
It's gonna be fun. It's gonna be a good
But
time.
at the very least, you can also see the drawing while I'm drawing.
Good point, because we really have taken away from the evolution of that drawing. Unfortunately.
Yes. But don't worry, guys. You didn't miss that much. Didn't miss that much, mine.
Do we? Oh, hello. Yes.
Hello.
Yes.
What time is it?
It is 9:24.
Already?
What do you want to do? You want to go for another few minutes or a half
hour? No. We're going until I'm done the drawing.
Okay.
If that's okay with you.
Oh, I'm fine.
I'm fine. Oh, hi, Mom.
I love little Maddie put the whole.
What is that?
Little Maddie put the whole put the lyrics to what we were singing. Wow.
Oh, you could really dance. Sing it. Sing the whole thing. Wow.
You could really dance. She went.
Boom, boom, boom.
She went. We both be dancing all this time. What a coincidence.
So those of you who aren't on TikTok,
yeah,
you have no idea what you were talking about.
It instantly turns you into a 16-year-old,
yes.
Regardless of age. Fantastic.
Regardless of age.
What app are we using to stream? OBS.
OBS, my friends. OBS. What I like about OBS is it's free.
The best free app.
It is.
I think it's the only free app.
For a free app, it's actually pretty phenomenal. For a free app, for sure. So, thank you. You could really dance. Uh-oh.
46. Oh, okay. Yeah. How's the okay. Yeah. We're seeing some of the symbiote stuff.
Symbiote's coming along.
Yeah.
A little bit. I'm just trying to finish off little Wolverine here.
Okay, so something interesting about the cowl for X-Force versus like the brown and yellow.
Yeah.
I would say that arguably you could almost shade the brown and yellow cowl the same way as the black cowl if you're just doing monochromatics. But what you did right there, you can tell it's the black X-Force cowl without the colors.
Oh, thanks, man.
Can you tell us what the decided difference would be there? I think I know. I think I can guess.
Sure, you guess. Because I don't know.
So if it's the brown and blacks, the ink would only be underneath the eyes.
Yes.
But when you want it to look more black, you're definitely filling out most of the maquette of the face.
No, that's true. Black. That's true. Like, and again, it depends on the artist. Depends on the artist and how they would like to approach these things. Some like to leave it completely to color.
Yeah.
But not me. Also, when I do it like this, I don't have to use as much shading because a lot of the shading's done already for me. Right? But definitely. If it was brown, there would definitely be a little bit less black, but there would still be a lot. But not as much as what's currently here.
Oh, here's an interesting question.
You could really dance.
I don't know if you would have a selection for this particular question though.
Okay, let's find out.
But if there is, I think I know what it is.
Okay.
John Michael asks, "What's your favorite, or what do you think? I guess is the most iconic comic book image of all time?"
That's a big question. Holy cow!
I've got an answer. I don't know if it would be the same as your answer, but
okay. Well, let me throw out some honorable mentions here. And Amazing Spider-Man 50. Is that Amazing Spider-Man 50 where he's walking away from the suit?
Oh,
right?
Okay, hold on.
That's up there. Well, it's hard, you know. I'm trying to think of just actual iconic images, but at the same time, I'm just thinking of what's it called? I think I'm just thinking of comics that are important, you know, not necessarily the images, like things that are coming to my mind, like Hulk 181. I'm thinking of I'm thinking of classics, right, like that.
Yeah.
Not necessarily.
Do you mind if I pull something up?
Yeah,
and
please,
tell me
please
what you
do,
think
please
of it?
do. Yeah, please do. That's a little tough. I have to think about that. That's a deep question, my friend. Very, very deep. You got the deep question.
Hold on. Don't look up yet.
Oh, I'm not looking. I'm not gonna cheat. I'm not a cheater.
I think
cheater.
This.
Oh yeah.
I think this.
You know how many times I ripped that image off? You know how many of us owe Jim Lee royalties for that image?
Oh my gosh, I know. Ever since he drew that, now that for me, that's the first time I ever bought an X-Men comic.
Right on.
And ever since then, I never looked back. Like I was a big Captain America fan at the time.
Yeah.
When my dad brought me to the comic shop, there didn't happen to be any new Captain America out.
Right.
But there was that.
Right.
And I just thought the X-Men was the weirdest thing.
Yeah.
And I was kind of, I don't really want to touch that. I don't know what that is.
Right.
But he was on the cover. And the way it was so well drawn, I was like, I kind of want to have a look.
Yeah.
Then after that, X-Men, like in terms of fandom, I think X-Men, that's been my longest consistent thing since then.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. Absolutely. Did I buy X-Men #1 with you?
Yeah.
Did I buy it with you? I bought it with you, right?
And that was the one where Jim Lee was drawing that, Chris Claremont was writing, and for the first issue, they had a new cover every week.
Yes.
Cover A, B, C, D, E.
Yes, absolutely.
I'm gonna pull that up.
That's some good stuff. I got a question for you, my friend.
Yeah.
Tell me, who have you interviewed? You've interviewed so many artists, right?
Who have I interviewed?
Yeah. Who have you interviewed, and then what was your favorite one?
So, in terms of artists that people would know right now, artists and writers, or just artists?
Even writers, how about that?
Okay.
Artists and writers, because actually I think sometimes the writers are more famous than the artists these days.
So, one of my earliest ones was Warren Ellis.
Okay, yeah.
And actually in the same day, Brian Michael Bendis.
Oh, yeah.
So those are some big writers, and and those two I was able to interview in the same day. Wow. Which was mind-blowing for me at the time.
By the way, again, the guys, Warren Ellis, I co-created Tokyo Star Morning with Warren Ellis.
And from what we were... oh, yeah, that's right. I was going to go to Authority, but, let's go Tokyo Storm Warning here. You did talk about that
the Authority.
So Ellis has worked with James directly.
Yes.
Another one, Frank Whiteley was a big one.
Oh, yeah.
Now, I'm going to pull him up.
Yeah.
You know what? A lot of people, guys, I don't know who, if anyone here is into Frank Whiteley or knows about his art. He's still doing stuff today, but I don't think he's done a regular book for a few years now.
You know, just out of curiosity.
Yeah.
Because you and I are very, very comic centric. Right? We know the comics. How many of you have no idea what we're talking about at all? Okay.
Yeah. You know what?
Well, how many of you
pop that in there?
Yeah. How many of you actually follow comics? And how many of you, you're just a follower of me, or you just follow like looking at art on YouTube, but you don't really know too much about these particular artists that we're talking about here? I would love to know. It'd be interesting to see. So maybe you're just a fan of me, or
Cute Bloxian, shout out. I'm from the Philippines.
Hey.
Hello, shout out, Cute Bloxian.
Mabuhay!
So,
Mabuhay!
Frank Whiteley is an interesting story. Mabuhay!
Mabuhay! Balot!
Oh, I've never seen this image before. Okay, so Frank Whiteley is when I look at Frank Whiteley art, I'm like, oh, wow, this is cool. He's an interesting story because when I interviewed him, I think the only other interview that was published that had Frank Whiteley in it that was not in Wizard magazine, and even then he didn't do a lot of interviews.
Yeah,
was with this one other guy, a friend of mine at the time. I actually just spoke to him the other day. Another online comic writer named Jonathan Ellis.
Okay.
He's the only other guy that had done an interview with him.
Right.
And Frank Whiteley, guys, his biggest work would be All-Star Superman.
Yeah.
Before that, he did X-Men with Grant Morrison.
With Grant Morrison, yeah.
Both of these with Grant Morrison. He's also done some work with Mark Millar. He did Authority, just like Brian Hitch.
For those who don't know, Mark Millar, what did he do? He did Wanted. He did
Ultimates is the biggest one.
But in terms of movie properties, maybe some of them don't know.
Ultimates did get turned into like basically a big foundation for Avengers MCU.
Yeah, for sure.
Wanted was another one. Kick A-double-S.
Yes, Kick A-double-S. Yes.
That's another big one. And I think I'm missing one, aren't I?
No, I think that's the bigger one.
Yeah, that's it?
Kick AWS.
Nemesis never got turned into...
No.
Like, it was optioned, but...
Yeah. Well, most of his stuff gets optioned, right? That's the thing with... at their level, they everything they touch is optioned, you know?
Now, the thing that I really appreciate about Quietly is that it looks really simple from the onset, but then when you look really closely, there's some strategic placement to the way that he does his lines. Mm-hmm. More detail than meets the eye. Which I would say most comparably would be like, we were talking about this earlier, the Ultra Magnus Lost Light cover that you did.
Yes.
You look at it and it's just like, oh, this is like a very simple like cover compared to James's detail.
Yeah.
But when you look at it, you're like, oh no, wait.
Yep.
There's some things in here
that
make it a little bit more detailed than I thought.
Yep.
Down to the arrangement of the diagonal lines.
Yep.
So yeah, Frank Whiteley was a big one. He didn't do interviews with anybody. And I even tried to solicit for an email address to speak with him with. I was in contact with, and I can't remember the name of the editor at DC Comics at the time, who was my main contact. But I asked him if we can get a interview with Frank Whiteley. Nope.
Yep.
Then it was announced that he was going to come to Toronto that year.
Okay.
Which, again, is a big thing, because he doesn't normally leave the UK.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, maybe I'd be able to interview him there. I remember lining up for his panel. I had a press pass that got me close enough, but I still had to line up an hour early. I got right to the front, and then at the end of the panel, I just beeline straight to him right away, and I was like, hi there, Mr. Whiteley. My name is, Mark Michael. I'd like to interview you for Silver Bullet Comics. And immediately, right away, he was like, yeah, sure, absolutely. When do you want to do it? And I was like, I can do that at any time. And he's like, why don't we do it right now?
Wow.
And that was cool. I ended up following him for the rest of the day and following his day. So it turned out to be a really cool profile interview.
That's cool.
Because
I don't think I read that article.
No?
I haven't read that one, no.
So right after the panel, he had one of those drawing matches with Carl Kerschel. A friend of mine, Carl Kerschel. Like
I
know. The last thing that they did was Isola, with Brennan Fletcher. So he had a drawing face off with him. Then he had a signing up at the top, and then we were at the green room after. So the whole time, like, I'm recording this interview and doing stuff, and it turned into this really cool profile interview that would be following him from his day.
Right on.
We'd be getting, it was so cool to get these little snippets and these sketches of people's reactions when they would see him. A lot of people didn't know what he looked like because there weren't a lot of pictures of him at the time.
Right, yeah.
He's one of those guys where other artists will go up to him and be like, I'm such a huge fan of your work.
For sure, yeah.
Actually, even ended up opening the article with him talking with Clive Barker.
Really? Yeah.
Yeah, because Frank Whiteley was doing his signing. Time was almost up. He did not want to leave his chair because there were still people in line, and he did not want those people to leave without a signature.
Yep.
The next person that was in that booth was Clive Barker.
Wow.
So people are like, Mr. Quietly. He's like, no, I don't want to leave. Like, these people were in line. They were here for a few hours. You've cut it up, but I want to make sure everybody gets something.
Right.
And then Clive Barker comes up to him. He starts walking up, and quietly, I remember him saying, he's like, oh no, here he comes. That's Mr. Barker. I think he's gonna wanna fight me or something, right?
Right.
Comes up to him and he's like, excuse me, are you Frank Whiteley? And he's like, yes, I am. And you almost think that something's gonna happen, but Barker is like, I'm a huge fan. I'd love to work with you. Here's my email address. Please contact me sometime. It was hilarious.
That's awesome. Hey, bro.
Yeah.
You told this on the pod before, but tell your Warren Ellis story.
Oh, God.
Tell your Warren Ellis story. You told this on the pod before, but we might have some people who haven't heard the older pods.
Okay.
But it's such
a
fun story. Please tell that story.
Before I do that,
yeah.
I want to, because this time we have the visuals, I'm going to pop up a photo of our good man, Mr. Warren Ellis, who to this day I still subscribe, and every single time he updates, I subscribe to all of his old-style newsletters. Right on. So this is Mr. Ellis here. As you can see from the picture that I had chosen, it wasn't hard to find. He's definitely behind, I'm going to use that word again, James, some esoteric items.
Okay.
There's some skulls in the back and other things.
Yeah.
So Warren Ellis, he was the first in-person interview I had ever done.
Okay, yeah.
And Warren Ellis is like, back then I was a lot more shy. And this is a guy who is very gruff. Like, when you look at Transmetropolitan, this was one of the things we ended up talking about in the interview. Some people are like, is Transmetropolitan slightly based on you?
Transmetropolitan is a comic book, by the way, for those of you
yes,
who don't
and
know.
I'll pull that up also. Actually, no, because that might bring us into Jeff Darrow territory.
Okay.
But he's got this a very gruff, very reporter-like type of personality, I guess you could say, for lack of a better term.
Yeah.
Will call you out on things and be very in your face. That's the persona that's out there, or the perceived persona.
Yeah.
So it's the first time I'm going to a con. It's the first time that I'm covering a con, and it's the first time that I'm trying to solicit for interviews. Warren Ellis, name at the time is huge, still huge in comic books today. Do the same thing as I did with Quietly. I get into the panel early. I sit at the front row, and I'm thinking, okay, at the very least, the Q&A from here is something that I would be able to have coverage on and be able to write an exclusive of, because there's nobody else that's here from a news outlet. Question and answer time comes around, and because Warren Ellis is the way he is. So James, you're a very friendly persona. If someone says, hey, James, what do you think of the Fantastic Four? And that's a question that comes up in a panel.
Right.
I would imagine that you would answer that.
Yep.
Right? What do you think of the Fantastic Four? What do you think of the X-Men? Will you ever draw Spider-Man? Those types of questions, right?
Right. Yeah.
You ask that type of a question to Warren Ellis, and he'll shoot you down.
Oh, yeah.
So, let's say, and fair enough, right? Like from his point of view, it's like, okay, what do you think of the Fantastic Four? Well, I wrote about, like so-and-so and back and forth, and then someone comes up and then asks the same question. He will actually say, that question was already asked, let's go to another one. And I'm, like being polite here. Yeah. He's polite, but it's almost like oh, shoot, you know what I mean? Like I got shot down. So, at some point, some people stopped going up to ask questions, or the line started diminishing.
Yeah.
So I was like, I'm going to go up and ask a question. And I'm going up to ask a question. I stand up and I'm standing in line, and okay, next. And then I come up, and I'm pretty scared. Yep. So I'm pretty shy, and I'm like, "Hi there, Mister. Hi there. This is a question for Mr. Warren Ellis." And I can notice my voice is a little shaky because he had just shot down like the previous question before me, and I'm like, I'm gonna get shot down. I was like, "What do you look for in an artist?" And he's like, he looks at me up and down. He's like, nice legs. And I'm so nervous.
Nice legs?
Yeah. And I'm so nervous that I don't, I'm thinking that because he's looked me up and down, I'm thinking he's looking at me, and I'm like, oh, thanks. And and the whole crowd starts laughing. I don't understand what the hell's going on. I was like, oh, shoot, he looks for nice legs in his comic artists. As a joke, he was joking with me. Oh shoot! But I rolled with it, and afterwards I was wondering if we could have if we could have an interview. Before we went to this convention, I was trying to email him because he actually solicited in his newsletter, if anyone wants to have an interview with me, I'm going to be at the Toronto Comic Con on this date. Send me an email. I sent an email, no response. I sent another one, no response. I asked Marvel if they could connect me, no response from Warren Ellis. So I just went right up to him. Was like, would I be able to do a 2-minute interview with you, or 2 or 3 minutes? He's like, you have 5 minutes. I'm going to be walking through the con. You have 5 minutes. That was another one where we ended up spending the rest of the day. Like, we're walking around the con, he's like, and he's telling me some of the things that he likes to do. He's like, at every con, I like to go to Artist Alley, and I like to see some of the new talent that's out there, or talent that doesn't have a lot of light shine on it. Mm-hmm. And he'll go up to, like, if he likes a particular artist's work, he'll go up to it, and he'll be like, I really like this. I remember one of the ones that he's like, it looks like early Kaluta, which is another artist from way back. I'll type him up. After that, he was doing his signings, and then afterwards, we were in the green room, and he's like, okay, I've got some other stories for you. Turn off the voice recorder.
Oh, that's what he said? Yeah?
Yeah. He's like, this stuff better not make it into the interview. But he was telling me some of this. It's since gone out, and people know about it. He talks about it in his panels and stuff like that. So it's not like as if it's a secret. He was just joking around a little bit. But he talks about some of the stuff that he would do in the early days, and him, Garth Ennis. There were a few Grant Morrison stories, which we can't really talk about here. Yeah. Just in terms of their rowdiness in the bars back in the day, and that was a fun time. I remember my editor kept asking me, that audio that you got from that interview, because at the time there was no internet, so if he's talking about it in a panel, it's not like you'd see it on YouTube a week later. Mm-hmm. So he'd never heard of some of this stuff. I just told him a few of the things. He's like, oh, that'd be so cool to hear. Like I don't know if would you be able to send the audio? I never sent the audio. Because there were a few bits that him and Brian Michael Bendis was in the green room too. They were like, maybe we shouldn't let that one get out. Yeah. Like, okay, no problem. We'll just lock all that.
Well, that's good. That's good. You're you're an honest reporter.
But yeah. That's
there you go.
Those are the stories.
Yes.
I might have gone on a little too long with them, but
that's
are the
okay.
stories.
No. Mark's full of stories, guys. That's why I ask him. By the way, in the live chat here, what's it called? It's like half and half. Half are art. They know what we're talking about. Half just love art. And that's why they're here. So,
that's awesome.
That's awesome, guys. So it's nice to have a mix. So hopefully at the same time, this is like an education for all of you guys.
Yeah, I mean, like
you can put my face back on, by the way.
Oh yeah.
I want to be.
Yeah. For some people that are just into art in general, like one of the hopes is that what we're showing you here ends up being something that. Hello.
It's me.
Hey.
Goodbye.
There you go. Yeah, like if you haven't heard of these artists before, by all means, please look them up. Maybe it will add some extra inspiration to the stuff that you're currently working on, or the evolution of where it is that you want to go with it, with your own personal artwork. I'm wondering, for the people that are in the chat, if you are into comics, how far back does your comic knowledge go? Are you a '90s? Are you a '90s aficionado? Does it go as far back as the '80s, '70s, '60s? I'd have to scroll back really far to see to see who asked this. But someone asked, "Who's your favorite old school artist, James?"
Old school? Wouldn't you call it a George Perez an old school artist?
I don't know, because George Perez is like,
he's like
70s,
80s, right? 70s, 80s. So it depends on what you mean by old school, right?
I'm gonna assume that old school is like
Kirby,
Silver Age,
Steve Ditko type guys.
Yeah.
I'll go with you know who I'm gonna go with. And again, it's not necessarily that I'm trying to copy their style or anything. Mm-hmm. But Sal Buscema. You know why? He's the one who did He's the one who did the Draw the Comics the Marvel Way book, right?
I'm gonna pull that. I'm just gonna put that on for 1 second there. So there's some of Buscema. Okay, so question.
Yeah.
Is Sal Buscema the artist who, for a 22-page comic, once you got to the middle, it would always be a 2-page spread? Is that him?
I don't know. I don't know. I'll believe you. That's true.
I don't think it was
I'll
him.
believe you. I will believe you if that's true.
But there's some Sal Buscema guys.
Oh, there you go. There's the good old Sal. Oops, I think
now,
that's too
why
much.
Sal Buscema again, James?
Huh?
Why?
Just for nostalgia.
Yeah?
Just for nostalgia. Again, he did that book. I would always look at that book and always look at his work. I would copy the way he would do panels and stuff at that time, right? So, and he qualifies as a golden age. I would call
John Johnson, thank you. That was John Buscema.
Oh, John Buscema, thank you.
Is the one who did the 2-page.
Then who was Sal?
What's that?
What about Sal? Sal was someone that bought a hot dog
no,
the Bronx? No, it's not Sal.
But it was the thing that I was asking.
Was it John or Sal?
No, you had Sal. That was right.
Okay,
that was right.
It was Sal,
but
right?
the person who did the 2-page spreads in the middle of every book was John Buscema.
I see. Okay. There you go. Thank you very much. We appreciate that. Some.
Myth Dustards.
Oh,
Myth Dustards is in Florida. Maybe you know what? Let him know there.
Yeah, Christopher. Am I gonna see you next month?
He just got in. He just got into the stream, so I don't think he knows.
Christopher, if you looked at my Twitter, you're gonna find out I'm actually going to be a guest at TFCon Orlando. This coming March 20th through 22nd. Okay, if you look at my Twitter, Christopher, I'm gonna be a guest there. So if you're in town, I'd love to meet you in person, my man. You've been following me for a long time, right? So we've known each other for a long time. So it'd be nice to meet you in person.
Oh man, here's one that we didn't mention.
What was that?
John Johnson says John Byrne.
Oh, John Byrne, yeah.
My gosh, the iconic stuff that came from him.
Oh yeah, absolutely. For the longest time I thought his name was Brine.
Yeah, I remember.
John Brine. I would call him John Brine. That's my dyslexia talking there. I'll tell you that much.
Broharn asked, and you are, James, I have to ask you a question before I subscribe. Are you a Leafs fan?
Well, I guess you're not subscribing. I am I'd say diehard Leafs fan, but, I am born in Toronto, so I am a Leafs fan, for sure. I am a Leafs fan. They haven't won in, they teach you how to lose. They haven't won.
Yeah.
Steve Dangle, he has this Leaf podcast. He put out this video because the Leafs lost to that backup goaltender, that Zamboni driver goaltender a couple days ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, you've heard of that, right? You've heard of that, Mark?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, how could you not? That was all over the news, Canada and in the U.S. And his podcast where he talks about how the Leafs lost to that guy, it is hilarious. You go check that out. Steve Dangle. It was actually trending in Canada for a while. That particular video, Steve Dangle. It was so funny. So funny. Teach you how to lose, my friends. Teach you how to lose. But yeah, diehard Leafs fan. I remember once I was in Vancouver. I moved to Vancouver for a few years. I was there for 3 years, and I was on a bus because I do a lot of stuff with church, and we were taking a lot of the kids to the zoo. I think it was the Science Center or something like that. And then on the bus, on the way there, I forgot why, but all of a sudden I shout out, "Go Leafs!" And the bus goes silent. Right? All the kids stop. Kids, they're rowdy, right?
Yeah.
Kids are rowdy, and then they all stop and they look at me like.
There's your
it's like
Zamboni.
You used to be our favorite. You used to be our favorite. Not anymore, kids. Not anymore.
There we go.
So I guess he's.
So you're talking about this one here, right?
Yeah. No. It's just him in front of the camera. That's on Sportsnet. That's look for his actual channel. If you look for his actual channel.
Oh, wait a second. This one?
Yeah, that's the one. That's hilarious. That's a funny one. If you guys got time, watch that one. It's so funny. I could not stop laughing at that one. It's so funny. To a 42-year-old Zamboni driver. It's so funny.
How's the piece coming along there?
Coming along. Just add.
Hello.
Add some color.
You know what I think is funny? I don't know whether or not the symbiote side of that piece has actually shown up on the screen yet.
Oh.
I don't think it has.
You look at my crotch the whole time?
What's that? That's funny.
You look at my crotch the whole time. Sorry, people. There you go. Thank you for letting me know.
See, that's awesome.
There you go. Thank you, my friend.
That's some cool stuff. Oh, Myth Dustards, I'll be working at the museum the weekend you are in Orlando.
Oh. Which museum you at?
If you want to put it in the chat.
Oh, yeah. If you want to put it in the chat. Or you can message me. You mentioned me. Me and Mr. Christopher. Christopher, we've known each other for a long, long time.
You know what's interesting about Myth? It wasn't until Spider-Man 2002 came to theaters that I became aware of Marvel, even though I knew about X-Men from the cartoon show.
Really?
Yeah. He had comics as a kid in the 90s, but it was mostly Star Trek, Star Wars comics.
Oh, really? Wow. Well, that shows you everyone's fan was different, right? They come from all different places. Oh, I must have hit this kick. That's why. I should adjust the camera, not the desk. So I don't have my overhang camera today. Are you looking for mine?
Oh, okay. You know what? This is something that I think could be talked about here for a second.
Sure.
So Jim's YT, if you draw, sir, what do you prefer? Freehand or with layouts? I think there's a third option that you could add in there, though.
What's the third option?
With some of your drafting tools.
Oh. Freehand.
Yeah?
I'll definitely go freehand. Well, here's the thing. Like, all of them have their advantages. They all do. Mm-hmm. I find freehand, it's exactly what you call it, freehand. It feels freeing to me. It's a lot looser, I find, a lot of the stuff. So it depends what it is, to be honest with you. Like, if I'm drawing a robot, I'm drawing a Transformers, I prefer sketching things out. Actually, for all of them, to be honest, I do like a very, very loose sketch out with everything.
Now, is that just to make sure that everything works?
Exactly. Or? Like, it's more for proportions. Now, you guys know I go straight to ink. I do go straight to ink with everything. So I want, especially if it's something very important, I want to make sure what I'm drawing is correct at the same time. So I will sketch things out, right? Very, very lightly, very loosely. I don't sketch out every single line I draw. Nor do I, I just need to know where the head's going, kind of where the eyes are going, and all of that stuff. But for the most part...
Are you going to dare make that little eye area red?
Oh, yeah. Of course.
That's a final touch.
I can't go without making that red. Of course. Ha ha. Ha ha.
Oh, it's the Amelia Island Museum of History, eh?
Oh, nice.
Okay.
Cool. So maybe I'll see if I can make some time to come see you if you can't make it, buddy. So, we'll see.
Hit up on a DM.
Yeah, there you go. Hit them DMs.
Thinking comic writers, who is your favorite, James?
My favorite comic writer?
From Cara Bear Comics.
Oh, okay. The great question. What was that?
Hey, you know what? I need to read the rest of this.
Sure.
Mine will likely be Rachel Pollack for quite a while. I just like how esoteric and surreal she can be. Esoteric. Cara Bear Comics, if you're still there, thank you very much. That's a fantastic question and a fantastic use of the word esoteric.
I believe you.
It makes me smile.
There you go. I believe you.
What's your favorite writer, my friend?
I like, well, you can't go wrong with Bendis because he's so exoteric.
Oh, you know a funny thing about Bendis? He was such a friendly guy, and I was telling you how like shy, not very outgoing, don't want to don't want to mess up my job, sort of thing.
Yeah.
So he was my second interview.
Yep.
And he was such a friendly and easy-going guy, and his really close friend David Mack was there at the table next to him.
Oh, David Mack.
Yeah. So they really ended up getting, they really had this comfortable vibe.
Right.
So I was so comfortable that at some point we were talking about this one profile interview he did with this other, I can't remember the name of the magazine, but the cover really made him, he was writing Daredevil at the time, really made him look like the Kingpin.
Oh. Okay.
So I was like, that was a really cool cover, and he's like, yeah, my buddy drew it, or my buddy drew it. I think it was David Mack that drew it. He's like, yeah, my buddy David Mack drew it. I was like, really made him look like the Kingpin. And when he heard that, he was sarcastic, but he was doing like this little sarcastic cringy smile. He's like, bleep you. But he's a fun guy. He's writing Superman now.
Oh, really?
And if not Superman, also Legion.
Okay.
Legion of Superheroes.
Right on.
There's apparently a big thing that's going to be coming on the next few months, so I'm going to want to check that out.
Yeah.
That's where he's at right now. So Bendis is your favorite?
Bendis? Well, yeah.
Or one of your favorites?
Well, I don't think I have one that I actually run out I gotta get his book because he wrote it. You know.
Okay.
Because you know I like Jeff Johns. I like what's it called. Of course I like Warren Ellis's stuff. You know, Mark Millar's stuff. Gail Simone, who I worked with on
Birds of Prey.
Birds of Prey. Yeah.
Is there any
Greg Rucka?
Oh yeah.
Greg Rucka, who I worked with before as well. So.
Now, is there, maybe not favorite writer, but is there a favorite or a particular storyline that really stands out in your head if you were gonna pick one? In comics.
In comics, eh?
Yeah. Any character, anything out there, but like.
Well, I'll tell you one that really gets to me right now. It's one I read recently, and it's not something anyone will think about. Right?
Yeah.
It's an issue of the X-Men, Ultimate X-Men.
Ultimate X-Men. Interesting choice. Okay.
Ultimate X-Men. Honestly, because I was actually just looking at it today.
Okay.
I was just looking at it today, so it's a little fresh in my mind, and it's a story about this boy just hit puberty, and then he goes to his school, sees his girlfriend, and all of a sudden his girlfriend starts disintegrating.
What?
Starts disintegrating, right? Smoke's coming out of her eyes. She looks like, she's disintegrating, right?
Yeah.
And then he looks around, and everybody's disintegrating, except for him.
Because of his powers manifesting?
Yeah, yes. So he goes and hides in a cave. So he's in a cave, and all of a sudden you see Logan pop up.
Oh.
So he pops up. And the guy's like, "Get out of here! Get out of here! You're gonna die if you're here." He's like, "Calm down, man. I'm a famous X-Man." Right? Famous X-Man.
Yeah.
And what's it called? And he goes, "You can't hurt me. I got healing factor. You can't hurt me."
Mm-hmm.
So he gives the kid a beer, right?
While you're telling the story, I'm going to get something to answer someone else's question.
Sure.
Go ahead. Yeah.
So what's it called? So the boy he's crying. He doesn't know, he doesn't even know he's a mutant. And so Wolverine essentially tells him that he's a mutant and he's the one who caused all those murders, right?
Yeah.
So he said, "How many people did I kill?" He's like, "Almost 300 people you killed, right?" And then he goes, 300 people? I can't live this way. And then Wolverine says, "I know." And then he looks at him. He has his beer in his hand.
Oh my gosh! No.
And then he's like, what's it called? I guess one chromosome to the left, and I couldn't be one of the X-Men, huh? And he's like, "Yeah, maybe."
What?
And he goes, "Finish your beer." And then he's like, "Nah, just do it." And then the next thing you see is just the opening of the cave, and you see Wolverine come out of the cave, and that was it. That was the end of the story.
Who wrote that? Was that Millar?
No, it must have been Bendis. It's got to be Bendis. Was it Bendis writing? I have to check. But that story really affected me. The first time I read that story, I was like, "Wow, that was a pretty crazy story."
That's a pretty cool one, man. I've not seen.
One,
I don't think I've read that one.
Yeah. I have it here somewhere. I'll show it to you.
Carbidias. And
spoilers.
That's what I've set up here.
Yeah.
Would you ever draw G.I. Joe characters? The new Snake Eyes movie is coming out in the summer.
I would never do that.
Ever?
Never.
Really?
Never.
You would never.
Ever.
What?
Never?
But I thought you
ever
didn't. G.I.
Sorry, I was being exoteric.
Womp womp face palm. I think the word was sarcastic.
Oh, sarcastic? Was that the word?
That one's sarcasm.
Well, if you want to see the ultimate sarcasm.
Yes.
Here we go. This is the ultimate sarcasm. I don't know if you can see it here. Can you see that? Can you see that there?
So that was drawn a little while ago. We can see it, but the resolution wouldn't be as good. Would you be able to put that on the?
Let me put it
on the drawing one.
Oh, but he wants to see Snake Eyes, right?
Yeah.
Snake Eyes. There you go. That's. Can you see it? See it? Oh,
yep.
There you go. There's Snake Eyes for you.
There you go.
There's Snake Eyes. Oh look, it's Bruce Willis. Oh, look.
Okay, so
it's
speaking to your point earlier with the Alex Ross stuff and whatever.
Yeah.
Guys, if you look at, I don't know how long ago you posted that on your Instagram.
Yeah.
But if you look at the piece that got posted after it was scanned and colored and everything,
yeah,
it is very different from the experience of the detail that you see here in person in this drawing, or even the way that it's being shown here.
Yes. Well, look, it's Optimus. It's Optimus Prime. It's Optimus Prime.
Yeah, that's a really cool one, man.
There you go.
I really wish we got to see that on the screen.
Yeah. See that on full screen? Yeah. Sorry.
Oh, Raymar Richards. James, I got a lot of inspiration from you, and especially your last video with Wix. I also created my website.
Oh, that's fantastic! Did you share it with me? Who's that? Who's that again?
That is Raymar Richards.
Raymar? Oh, okay, fantastic. By the way, guys, you still have a chance. I'm giving away 5 prints. All you got to do is make your own website with Wix for free. Do the free website, okay? It's free, and you can go there and make your own portfolio website. I'd love to see your art, and yeah, please do that. You know, speaking of art, why don't we get to some of the what's it called? Oh, what's wrong with my brain?
Contest winners?
Huh? Not the contest ones, the reviews, my friend, the reviews.
The reviews.
Yeah, are we going to review some art, my friend? The
Oh,
Discord
yes!
stuff. The Discord stuff.
Wow, my brain ended up frosting there
Discord
for
stuff.
a second too, eh?
Yeah.
That's really funny.
Discord.
So, guys, every week what we do is we go into the Discord, and we will look up 2 things, or things in 2 sections. So one of them is the Artist Alley area, and that's the area where if you just want to show your art, you're not looking for critique, you just want to post it out there. That would be the channel that you would put it in. And I'm posting the Discord link right now on the chat for anyone that hasn't joined. The other one is the art critique area. Now, the art critique area, you put when a piece of art is put on there, that is basically open for other members to be able to critique your art, and depending on how many we're able to get to, every week we pick a few that James will critique from his professional perspective as an artist. So I'm going to start pulling up some stuff here.
Whoever wants critique, be prepared to cry.
Constructive criticism, though, is one of the things that I think, especially for, you know, like a newer artist or perhaps even a younger artist, is one of the hardest things to get used to.
Right, exactly. Especially, you know, for someone who, you know, you need someone with very, very supportive parents.
I understand what you mean.
And friends who maybe there's some people, and that's it's unfortunate. Some people, they all they hear is good things. So then one day they hear something bad, it really affects them negatively. Okay, and that's not the intention of all of this. The intention is if you want to get a job, I'm just going to tell you how it is. Okay, now, again, take it with a grain of salt because it has been a few years since I've actually worked in the industry. But talking to a lot of my friends, a lot of what I say and the advice I have, it still applies today. Okay, but still, you can take it with a grain of salt if you want.
So let's put. Do you want to go with Artist Alley first, or do you want to go with Art Critique, James?
Let's go with Artist Alley first. Let's do that.
Okay.
Let's do that.
Oh wow, funny me. I asked, you want to go with Art Critique or Artist Alley? And Artist Alley is the one that I actually like started with. That's funny. This one is a cool one.
Okay.
I think.
So
this is by Harrison Toomer.
Okay.
There we go.
There you go.
I don't know if you can see some of that there.
Let me see.
It's very dark.
Let me come by.
Yeah.
Let me come by and take a look. Oh, very nice. Very, very cool.
So the background is an edited screenshot from Arkham Knight. But that's interesting that he did the composite element. It actually works with what he's doing for... Yeah.
Well, one thing you should do, okay? And,
oh, wait, this is Artist Alley?
Oh, no.
Yeah.
No, one thing that Harrison did that you should take note of, right, is that I don't know if he did this intentionally or not, but one thing you guys could do, if you have like a Photoshop background, or even if you just have a general background, you could sample a color from the background and overlay it on top of your artwork, okay? And then put that opacity down 5-10%, and that will help blend your fit your character or your subject into your scene. And he actually did that very, very well here. So kudos to you. Looks cool.
And it gives him, it puts it in that place of that universe that he's trying to create, right?
I put my head up so
you
can see
my
reaction. Oh, wait, you don't see it up there.
What's that?
You don't see it?
Oh, no, I don't want to.
Oh, that's why. Okay, I'll go back to here then. Hello. I'm back here.
I'm
back here.
You know what? I want to show this because it was done by one of our admins, and it's a fantastic piece.
Let's see.
There we go.
Haha, nice, Riddigung.
So this
That's
is for,
fantastic. Look at that.
I don't know if Riddy's on the chat right now. I'd imagine not because of the time that it is.
Yeah.
Where he lives in Europe, but this is supposed to be for a poster for like a competition in Stockholm.
Right on.
I really dig how fun this is.
That's a lot of fun. That's definitely a lot of fun for sure. Very cool.
Yeah, that was
good stuff. Very, very nice.
And he was one of the early followers.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
And it's really fun to see how his stuff has moved up since then.
Mm-hmm.
Artist Alley. Actually, here we go. Let's go with that one next.
All right.
So this is from Turd Puzzling.
Ooh, very nice. Very nice. It's
little Tom Holland there.
Little Tom Holland. Little Tom Holland. It's good that we knew who it was.
And that's the.
I assume that's Tom Holland.
When you understand it, could you imagine it? But it's
no, it's Robert Downey Jr. That's Iron Man.
It's Tom Selleck.
Tom Selleck. They won't know who Tom. Selleck is.
Yeah, I know that they won't.
They won't know who Tom Selleck is.
That's
very cool.
This person has been posting a lot of really
Look
cool
at that.
stuff
That's gorgeous.
Consistently.
Gorgeous work.
In the last little while.
Very nice.
So this is Jay of the White Box Studio.
Man, I got to take some Photoshop lessons from you, my friend. That looks great. Look at that. Very, very cool. White Box Studio. Very nice.
Shall we move on to some art critique?
Okay. Be prepared to cry.
All right, guys.
I'm talking to myself.
So I'm going to post this up here, and then afterwards I'll sift through and look at the... We got to find a more efficient way to do this.
Let's do that.
But here we go. So this is the first one from Katraka.
Right.
And this looks like it was definitely just drawn
very, very
on
nice.
the paper.
Very, very nice.
I do have an image where that's actually the one zoomed in.
Okay, great.
So that way we can have a full critique of it. There we go.
Okay.
So I'm gonna guess that the...
Okay, I'm gonna zoom in a little bit more. If it works, can you click it out?
Yeah.
Well, let me... Or hit the full screen.
Oh, yeah.
The full screen. Okay, is that, I guess... Oh, try the pluses. There you go.
There you go, guys.
Look at that. Very nice. Very nice. Okay. The folds look pretty good. For sure. It looks like you're coloring... Okay, it's traditional color. It's looking like. And I'm not sure if that's more...
I think that it's a blend of marker and pencil
crayon. A little bit of marker, pencil crayon. I think it could use a little bit of stronger highlights in certain areas. The actual lighting itself's not bad. Not bad. Though we could push it a little bit more. Like I would say, like for example, these parts here... Actually, can you put the mouse over here?
Yeah.
Like this part here doesn't make a lot of sense. This top part of the leg. Here now, proportion-wise, okay, proportion looks pretty good. Though the bottom leg here looks kind of big when I step back from it. Now it could be the angle that you shot it in. That could be a reason why that the legs feel a little bit too big. Like this foot feels pretty big to me.
Like,
yeah.
But if they were switched around in terms of size, that would probably make more sense.
Yes. And again, if maybe it's because of the paper. That definitely could be because of the paper itself. Now, I see that you added some white there for some highlights. It'd be nice to get a little bit of rim light around. Oh, now they don't know what I'm doing. Maybe you could show there. But rim light like around the arm here. That would also help separate the arm from the actual cloak itself. Okay, and if you had just like a stronger light overall, that will help make elements pop out of the drawing, right? But it's really nice, really nice. I can tell you just quickly sketched out a background, so I'm not going to worry too much about that. It's good because the focus is on the actual character itself. What's interesting to me is that she's got a grapple hook. She's in the air, but she's shooting down. She's shooting down, so. I think she's going to stab someone through the heart. That grapple hook. Usually isn't that to swing?
It would usually be to swing,
right?
Is she? But is she jumping from a higher elevation to go to a lower one and then swing through?
Possibly that could definitely be a part of it. It's okay. There you go. There you go. But also like a rim light. Okay, if you take the mouse.
Yeah.
Around this knee, that would help. Because right now the knee
here
is blending in with the cape, and that could be an issue, right? So, there you go. Very nice, though. Very nice stuff.
Let's.
What else we got? Very nice.
Very nice. Very nice. There is. I'm gonna go with one more, but I want to pick. Actually, maybe what we could. Yeah, maybe we could.
Okay, do that.
Have you seen?
I want that one.
This is Artist Alley, but I need to show it because this guy has been showing consistently. Now, I personally love history, and so whenever Mr. Bacon posts like one of these, so Mr. Bacon, if you're on the Discord, check out his stuff. He's always posting historical figures, and you can always see them right away.
Who is that?
Like there's Bernie Sanders.
Oh, is that Bernie Sanders?
Yeah. Like he's done.
Sure?
He's done Lincoln. He's done Lenin. He's done like Churchill, Stalin. Like every once in a while, I'll go through. I'm like, this is amazing. Like I love this.
That's funny. That's funny stuff.
Which just goes to show, like I mean, like in terms of art, like for the studio there, guys, if you're a different type of artist and it's not comic book stuff, by all means, please, everybody is welcome.
Let's do the comic book.
Yeah.
Let's do the comic. I want to get to that. Okay.
I want to. Here we go.
There we go.
So let's start with this. Okay. So a couple of weeks ago, he tweeted you, I'd imagine, right?
Yeah, he tweeted me the artwork, and that's where I saw it first. There. Okay. So he tweeted. He sent me, and this is what I love. Okay, because if you guys want to do our comics, you should be drawing comics. Okay, not just pinups. No, pinups are fun. I'm not saying don't do pinups, but make sure comic books are storytelling. So if you want to draw actual comic books, you gotta start drawing comic books, okay? So it's not just these flashy pinups, okay? But tell us a story. Show us you can tell a story, okay? So you wanted me to critique this particular.
And I think Antonio, like I mean, like the when you show this to me, the amount of work that he did, like it's above and beyond. Like he gave himself a script,
absolutely,
to work from, and he told the story off of it. So I'm just gonna pop that up now.
Okay. All right.
So like he starts off with this page, and then Victor Creed is back. I'm gonna find him, right?
Right.
So guys, I'll let you guys like to actually. You know what? I'm gonna make sure that this is actually. There we go.
Okay.
Okay. And like I think he sent you. Did he send you 8 pages? I think.
Well, there was only 4 on the Twitter. I might have missed the second tweet.
Okay.
Right.
So this is them about to fight. Yeah. And you know what I thought was really cool?
Right.
The way that he's doing the A to B and the actual like sequence of events for the fight makes sense.
Right.
At the very least, like boom, there, like like leaping up, and then there's the hit, right?
Right. Right on. Okay.
Like so for everybody watching here, like one of the things that stands out right away is that like his the flow of it, for the most part, if not, I would even say as much as all it. There's no confusion. That I had with that, but. We're not here for my critique. We are here for yours.
Would you mind we switch, my friend?
Let's switch.
And I'm just gonna go over this, okay? Again, appreciate that you're going for an actual storytelling itself. Now, unfortunately, you are much taller than me. I look at my sister once. I won't tell the story. I was gonna tell the story. To remind me of a story with my sister. I will not tell that story. Okay. So, looking at right now. Okay, and. I assume you want to work for Marvel Comics, right? That's why you're doing a Wolverine, Sabretooth, what's called a sample here, and I hope that's it. Okay, and I always say if you're, to me it doesn't matter too much the subject, because if you send a Superman sample to Marvel, but it looks really good.
they're gonna be
they're gonna like it. Okay, they're gonna tell you, oh, we want to see our characters. But if you draw a Superman or Batman thing and it looks super good, they'll consider.
They're fine.
They'll consider. Yeah. That, right. Okay. So let me just take a quick look here. So I'm gonna look at storytelling first. Okay. Actually, no. We'll do it this way. Okay. Let me tell you the things that you could improve on for sure, and then we'll get into the things that you did really, really well here. And you did a lot of things really, really well here. Okay. I do think the number one thing is in terms of the anatomy. Okay. There's a lot of anatomy inconsistencies with everything. Now, the thing is, I know some people will come and I'll say that, and they'll say, "Oh, that's just my style." Okay. Now the thing is, no, it's my style. It's my style. Well, sometimes when people, I find people who say that it's my style, it's more they're just trying to make an excuse for their artwork, right? Or they're trying to say that so that they don't have to change the way they draw.
It's like you were saying earlier with know the rules before you break them.
Exactly. So there's some little foreshortening issues here where it doesn't feel natural here. Okay, so there's a little foreshortening inconsistencies here. Like, for example, in terms of the legs. So there is a little bit of anatomy work that you're going to have to do to make this, make this more appealing. So here's the thing with style, guys, okay? If your work, okay, you can have an outlandish style. You can in comics. But what you really got to do is make sure that it sells, okay? Marvel will hire you with an outlandish style.
Like Scotty Young.
Yeah. If it sells, okay? But if it's appealing to other people, right? If people will actually spend money to buy it. If not, okay? If not, of course, they're not going to look at you. But in their mind, they already have a set way that they want their comics to look, if that's the case, okay? So just think about it that way, all right? And then, because that's why a lot of people, and like we mentioned before, right? For example, Travis Charest, Michael Turner, they first started drawing like their heroes. You notice that, right? Yeah. Travis Charest got his name drawing like Jim Lee before he transitioned into Travis Charest. So in a way,
and it's kind
different. Of like, and it's kind of like you're in, right? If you could tell it solidly or not. So one of the things I notice about your style is the way you draw eyes. The eyes, and one very good thing about that is that you're consistent throughout. Your style is very consistent throughout this whole piece here, which is great. Okay, style consistency is great. The question is it commercial enough for a Marvel or DC? Okay, that would be a question.
It's a very key way to look at it.
Yes, right? Exactly. Is it commercial enough? Right. It's like the old way they used to look at singers, right? Where they would look at the looks. Right? Not necessarily the voice, but they're also looking at the looks. Right before they go, we're going down a rabbit hole.
What they call the whole package.
The whole package. The whole package. Okay. Well, there's also some things you can do with the background to make it a little bit more consistency. For example, here, the snow on the trees. Probably, it's always hard. Okay. So just make sure you're looking at real life when you're trying to draw things like this. I think you are. For sure. And one great thing though about the way you're drawing the backgrounds is it doesn't take away too much from what the action is. Like Mark said, it's clear what's going on for the most part, and you are implementing the kind of authority style storytelling, right? And I see that where it's just longer cinematic panels, 2 or 3 per, to tell the story, and that I think is fantastic. I think that's great. Here. Okay. Wow. And the good thing I noticed here too is that one pitfall a lot of new artists fall into is that they don't understand where to place the camera in their scene properly. Sometimes there's something called crossing the axis, which people do without and not knowing that's an actual cinematic no-no, and it feels off. People who don't know why it feels off because they crossed the axis. You did not do that here. I'm looking at it right now, and I'm trying to see if there's any occasion where you crossed the axis and you did not.
Speaking about that, there's one particular area, maybe 2 pages back.
Yeah.
Just want to say, I don't know whether or not this was like a conscious thing, but I think it was, where it's just like, okay, so sorry, let's go back forward. So see here, In terms of crossing the axis, so Wolverine is on the left,
right,
on this side, but then you turn the page,
right,
because he's jumped,
right.
Right?
Oh, I see. I see.
He's on the other side. You get the idea that it's on the other side.
Yeah. He's on the other side. Yeah.
But he's jumped, so it still makes sense. He jumped,
so it kind of because he lands up over here, right? So some of you might not even know what I'm talking about. Crossing the axis. It's kind of hard for me to demonstrate that without. Okay. Let me do a quick demonstration of crossing the axis. Okay, and we're actually way over time already. It's already 10 o'clock. 10:30. 10:30 already. So we're going to actually be finishing up soon. Might pick a couple more winners, but let me just show you quickly what I mean by crossing the axis. Can I see it?
Yeah.
Can you see it?
Sorry, let me just... Where are we?
So just say you had two guys here, okay? Okay. That's me. And that's Mark, okay? Okay, so we have a camera. Okay, so I'm going to draw a line that goes in between us here, okay? This is us talking to each other, okay? You have a camera, okay? Just say the camera starts over here on this side, okay? Looking at Mark here. Mark's talking, okay? We're going to cut to my face. The camera has to stay behind this line, okay? For it to make sense. So if you're going to cut to me, the camera has to be over here on this side. Okay? If the camera ends up on this side, and it's hard to demonstrate here just by this little diagram, but if you were to see that, you shoot a mark on this side, and then you cut to a shot of me with the camera on this side, it will look weird. We won't look like we're in the same place.
Another way to describe it that I remember learning in film school.
Yeah.
This crossing the axis, if James and I are talking, in order to keep the consistency, James is always on this side of the screen.
Yeah.
And I am always on this side of the screen.
That's a better way to say it. Yeah, for sure.
There has to be a justifiable way for us to switch sides and cross the axis. Like some movement. So James could start moving this way, and I could start moving this way, and you can understand that through what you're seeing us do, and then we could end up doing that. But otherwise, generally speaking, always on our own sides.
Yes, for sure. And that's why I always say, when people ask me, okay, and you can turn off his work. By the way, fantastic work. Your work is really good. I would just suggest again, look more into the anatomy. More you learn about the anatomy. I would suggest to you life drawing. And that's to all artists. All artists should be life drawing. All of you. You can even look up today. You could even look up on YouTube, and they have models on YouTube you could use to learn.
If we had that when we were, that's another one of those things. Oh my God! If we had that
class. You don't have to feel embarrassed when you see someone up there and they're not
posing.
Clothed and they're posing in front of you. There's no awkwardness. You could actually look up because there are models online. On
it's
YouTube.
amazing, and it's free.
It's free,
guys.
It's free, and then you can practice 5 seconds, gestures, 10 seconds. Even Stephen Platt. We showed you Stephen Platt's artwork earlier. Stephen Platt and I talked a lot about life drawing, and he told me that he wouldn't be where he was at that time without doing life drawing classes. He learned so much in terms of the way the body works, the way the arms move, the way the joint, the bones move, the muscles up and down, the way they hang, the way gravity, the gravity pulls down on skin and muscle when your arms up like that, like little things like that.
It's different seeing it move in real life.
So it's a difference when you're trying to learn from someone who's learned it and then drawing it, right? So it's like you're playing telephone with your art when you're just trying to learn from an artist. Yeah. Right? It's like you're playing telephone. You guys know telephone, right?
Twice removed. It's a copy of a copy of a copy. Yeah.
Copy of copy. Eventually, one of those artists drew their inspiration from life. You should start trying to do life. So I would always tell someone, you want to become a better artist. Things you should look at. You should look at life drawing. Another thing you should look at is if you want a supplement to help you with your art and storytelling, photography is a great one. Photography, learning how to do photography. Yeah. Another one is film class, like Mark said. Learning the way camera works, how to film. All those different rules, because you are applying that when it comes to storytelling. So all of that, they can help. Okay? 100% necessary? Maybe, maybe not. I know artists who don't do any of that stuff. Okay, that are actually working.
Yeah.
My friend. He used to be my friend. No, he's not anymore. Will Robson. Sorry, Will. Sorry, Will. I was messing up your first name. Sorry, in my head. I was thinking of, because Mark's here. I was thinking of your Mark Robson. Will Robson done a lot of work. Recently, he did Spawn Kills. And he told me he never studied anatomy. He never did any of that stuff.
Really?
Yeah. He's just learned it on his own, right? So there's some anomalies like that. But to be a better artist, for me, my advice would be look at art and
look at life
and look at art. Sorry, look at life. Okay, and you'll get better. Actually, you'll get better. Okay.
Shall we go to the like who's gonna get this?
Sure.
Yeah. How do you want to do this today?
I don't know. Like every week we're like, how are we gonna do this? How are we gonna give this away?
Like, what kind of a question do we want to toss out? Okay.
You know, before we give this away,
yeah.
Why don't we go back to the Flash? Let's give away some of those other drawings in the Flash video.
Oh yes. I do apologize, my friend.
Okay, guys. So we're gonna be finishing up here. Okay, so we're gonna spend maybe another 10 minutes. Okay, we're gonna give away the prize. It's prize time. Prize time.
Happy days.
Happy day. Prize time.
Okay, so I'm gonna pull up the Flash video.
Did I say what the... My problem is, my friends, I always forget what my parameters are for someone to win.
It was for this one it was follow, comment, and share.
Aha.
So you had to do all three.
Comment and share.
So maybe it might be easier to go to Twitter.
Yep. Did I have a hashtag?
I don't think so.
Okay. Yeah. Go to Twitter. Let's go to Twitter.
Yeah.
Let's go to Twitter.
Just want to make sure.
Okay, so I did take breaks in between, but this particular.
Where's my phone? Is my phone over there?
Yeah, it's right
here.
Oh, by the way, guys, this is. Let me pull the camera back. I could do more on it, but to be honest, we spent already a couple hours. Here already.
I'm gonna give all of these away. Okay, all you gotta do. Make sure you subscribe. That's the most
subscribe.
Subscribe and leave a comment down below. That's so important.
Oh, is that it?
And you gotta follow me on Instagram. Okay.
Oh, that's it.
Okay, just
or
so
Twitter.
Anyone made a comment.
Yeah. So we can just look at these.
All right.
Make sure you watch the BoxOfficeArtist
Okay.
live show.
So.
Okay, you wanna? Okay, let's give away. Actually, you know what I want to do?
What do you want to do?
Hold on.
JDF, he's asking, did you give Grant Gustin the Flash poster?
No, my friend, that's what we call clickbait.
He flew in to hold it up. No,
we'll see. Let's see here. No, it's the same as my Robert Downey Jr. one, where what's it called? But to be honest, Zach does it all the time, right? Before he actually met the people, but then he eventually met the people, so and they actually got it.
Fine.
So that's fine. That's fine.
All right, so what are we? So what are we doing?
Yeah,
I've got it up here. Do you want me to scroll?
Yeah.
And just tell me when to stop?
Okay, yeah, let's do that, okay?
Okay.
Here we go.
Okay, so I'm going to keep going.
Scroll. And stop! Who is the winner of the... Let's do the 3 seconds first. The 3 seconds.
Okay, so the winner is Amani Rupia.
Amani Rupia, you won a 3-second drawing.
Let's get that on there. So Amani Rupia.
Congratulations.
Probably my favorite hero of any and all out there. I love it. Thank you so very much.
Congratulations, my friend.
The 3-second drawing.
All right. Amani Rupia. Make sure we can you screenshot that just in case.
I just did.
Yeah, Amani, you have a week, okay, to message me on Instagram, okay? Message me on Instagram. I'm gonna tell you, and this is for all winners. Message me on Instagram. I'm gonna tell you to do something to prove that it's actually you who's messaging me on Instagram, because I had occasions where people were impersonating others to try to win their prize. Okay? So, Armani, message me on Instagram, and we'll go from there. Okay? By the way, I know there's a lot of you I have not sent the prizes out to yet. Okay? To be honest, I need to compile all of them. We will be sending them out early this week. Okay? Mm-hmm. They will be in the mail. Again, thank you for your patience, but all of the prizes will be sent out early this week. Okay? Next. Let's do the 30-second winner. The winner of the 30-second drawing. Let's go.
All right. Hold on. Let me load some of these.
Okay. Load. Yeah.
Yeah. So that way the scrolling will be smooth. Because there was a fair bit of comments in this one. I don't mind telling you.
I don't mind. I don't mind. Yeah.
All right.
Can you do any impressions? Mark can do a really good Arnold.
Oh, I used to be able to do a good Arnold as a kid. I didn't do that. I haven't done that for a very long time.
You do Arnold.
Like one thing that I do every once in a while, I make, have these accents and speak like this when, wanting to talk to someone on phone.
That's a horrible Arnold.
Not let them know who I am.
Okay.
Who am I? But there's that.
One thing I've been trying to do is, a little bit of the current administration. I can't even do it because I use the word administration.
Bernie Sanders?
Okay. I think I've loaded up a fair bit.
Okay.
A fair bit.
And go, my friend, go!
Okay.
Okay.
You tell me when.
And stop! 30-second winner is...
There wasn't anything particular you wanted commented, right? Just comment below?
Yeah, just comment below.
Okay.
And don't offend me.
No. Raed Ahmed.
Oh, boy.
He just put 30 minutes.
30 minutes?
Yeah. That's what I said.
Oh. Well, I said any comment, so... 30 minutes? What does that mean?
I don't know. I don't know what 30 minutes means. Maybe that's something that he can answer if you message him.
Okay. Congrats.
And that was for which one? The 30 second?
It was for the 30 seconds.
Okay. So,
I don't know, man. I think it should be something of substance. But why did he say 30 seconds?
I don't know.
I'm kind of confused. Was he foretelling that the artwork he was going to win?
I don't know.
Can we ask the chat? Should I give it to him? With a comment, like 30
guys,
seconds?
what do you think? With someone that throws a comment that was thrown on there, was just 30 minutes. That was it.
Well, 30 minutes. But by the way, you guys could tell this is not fixed. I would. What do you think? Should we skip him for that comment?
Because that's all it was, and we don't have any context. We don't understand what's going on. Yes, pick another. Let's see who else. So Weblight, yep. Okay. Sorry guys, I won't call you out in the chat if you agree. Maybe he was okay. Don't
pick another?
No, don't give it to him.
Well, all of them want to win too, right?
It's your choice. Oh yes, give it to him. Yes, skip.
Yes,
no.
skip.
I think he means he'll be back in 30. Why not? Try again. Oh man, it's almost kind of half and half right now.
Yeah. No, maybe
skip,
we should give it to him.
Hey. Yes.
Yeah,
yes.
He won in good faith.
Else.
I was not specific. In my instructions. It had to be a comment of substance. Okay, just screenshot it. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, you gotta be fair. Right? So if fair is, I said, comment. Hey, is he following me? That's what I want to find out.
How? I can't see that.
Too.
I can't see that.
Yeah, you gotta follow me on Instagram too. Okay. Well, I'll tell you what. If nothing happens, that will go back into the pot later on. Okay. But the most important one is the 30-minute drawing. It is the 30-minute drawing.
That's the big one.
That's the big one. So let's give that away then.
Okay. That one. We'll start scrolling. Ooh, boy, I actually hit the bottom. Wait a second.
Bottom? Wow.
That was a lot of scrolling.
Wow.
You know what else I should... something I should have done was... Okay, here we go.
Be specific next time. I will have web like dreams. There you go.
Okay, I am going to... I'm just going to scroll... And I'm going to go up this time. Because I've hit the bottom.
One mighty R said, tell you, he's a psychic. Give it to him. Okay.
It's true, though. 30.
It's true.
Okay, shall we?
Okay, ready? Here we go. And, okay, you guys tell us when to stop, okay, in the chat.
There's a 30-second time limit or thing, though. I might hit the top before that, actually.
Oh, no, yeah, just like, go up and down. Go up and down.
Yep.
Just go up and down.
I'll wait until someone
says
says stop.
First person who said stop. Ooh, raise rocks. That's me.
In the meantime...
Thank you, M. Rivera 201. Thank you.
In the meantime, welcome to Dead Air Radio.
Boti
welcome
says,
to the box office artist,
me.
Dead Air Radio. We're looking up references and scrolling up and down in the comments.
Someone say stop.
What we do. Well, they're not even there yet. They're going to be there in like 5,
stop.
4,
yeah, stop.
3,
stop.
2, there we go.
Who we got?
Okay. I don't know whether or not they would actually see this. Yeah, I guess they, yeah. Okay. Oh, never mind. Okay, so yeah, there was a little more.
Okay.
Daniel Shadewald.
Daniel Shadewald. There you go. Oh, you tried to name.
You tried.
Mr. Daniel Shadewald. Congratulations. There you go. Daniel Shadewald.
Yeah.
Shadewald. Daniel Shadewald. Shade. Wow. Wald with a D. Shadewald.
Yes.
There you go. Congratulations to all the winners.
There we go. So once again, it's Amani Rupia for the 3-second. It is Raid Ahmed for the 30-second. And for the 30-minute, it is Daniel Shadewald.
Yay! Congratulations, everybody. Congrats. Okay, so Instagram again. You have to message me on Instagram. I don't have an Instagram account. Get one. You can get YouTube. You can get an Instagram account. Mainly because it's a way to contact me. Okay. If you can't do Instagram, then do Twitter. Okay. Either or. Just sign up for the day so you can contact me, just so I know it's you and I can get your contact information. It's just because YouTube doesn't have a very good messaging service. If that's the case. Okay. One more thing we didn't give out yet is this guy right here.
Oh yeah, that guy.
First person to make me laugh.
In the chat.
Okay, now, clean laugh.
No dirty jokes. Dirty jokes result in a kick.
No dirty jokes. Clean laugh. Give me a clean laugh. Make me laugh, guys. Make me laugh. Okay, and I'm going to look at this, okay? So there'll be a genuine reaction here. And I'll make sure I'm on the live chat, not the chop chat. Live chat. Let's see. Cute Bloxian says fudge. Because it didn't win. He also says, try to draw a Thanoid.
Thyroids?
I don't know, Thanoid? Weblight's not...
You know what is you know what's a big disadvantage for the live chat right now?
Yeah.
To try to get people to laugh.
Yeah.
There's no opportunity to send GIFs on the live stream chat. If only.
Positive Production says someone get him a mirror. Hey, that's not nice. James, you look like Cartman. Oh, that made me sad.
Yeah.
That made me sad. Hey! Coing says I'm way cooler than Joe Coy.
Hey.
Didn't make me laugh, but that was cool. I like that. Let's see here.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Someone made me laugh. You got me. You got me. Oh. I don't know how to make you laugh. I'm not exoteric enough. That made me laugh. Congratulations, Toon Universe. You have won. This piece. Everyone say congratulations, Toon Universe. First one to make me laugh. Actually, out loud. I'm gonna read some of these other ones because I know someone's gonna make me laugh here.
I like this one.
If you're looking for an art, I know what kind. See,
Mighty, that was my name. I like that one.
Yeah, I love you, One Mighty R. The problem is I laugh at everything. So that's a pretty good one, though. That's a great one. John says, hello, Mark.
Oh, hello.
Thick Thanos. What do you get when you cross an owl with a bungee cord?
I don't know. Did he answer it yet? I don't know.
I don't see the answer here. Why do you like so matchy? What do you like so matchy? Okay, matchy. Okay, I get that one. Simon. Cute. Okay. Cute Bloxy. I didn't know if that was a joke or not. Does it mean I lose if you made me laugh? Yes. What goes zub zub? A bee flying backwards.
Oh my gosh.
I get it.
That's funny.
That does sound like an easy challenge. James is always such a happy guy. There you go. You look like Cartman from South Park. It's not gonna make me laugh.
Insults are not funny, guys.
Not funny.
They're actually kind of mean.
Let's see. How do you make a Philippine mom laugh? Tell her you cooked. Okay, that makes sense. Do you call a defective cow an utter failure?
That one's good.
I saw what you did there, JDM. I saw that.
I like that.
Oh, hello, Mark. Let's see here. Congrats. Why did the chicken cross the road? Didn't give an answer. How many hours a day does a comic book artist work? Oh, I thought that was a joke. I think he's serious.
Okay, that makes me laugh.
Depends on how soon the deadline is. Depends how soon. Could be little as 20 minutes a day, and could be as many as 26 hours a day.
Oh boy, that's harsh.
You know how many people are gonna jump in? Excuse me, Mr. Ruth.
And with that, guys, thank you very much for tuning in.
24 hours. There's no 26 hours in the day. It's only 24.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for tuning in this evening.
Mr. Ruth.
This has been another episode of the Box Office Artist Live. Currently on its 6th episode. We will be back next week for our 7th.
Can February, March? No, but April, May. That's not bad.
That was good. That's
not bad. Yeah. Well, there you go.
Yeah.
There you go. Do you guys know Jazza? I do. It's cool. Let's see. Let's see here. Wolverine's claws looking sharp. He has been to the nail salon. Yeah. If two, look at this.
Yeah,
if
two
vegans had a fight,
yeah, I
is it still considered beef? That's not bad. Not bad, guys.
Oh, that's pretty good.
Not bad. What art schools did you go to? So I have ideas when I go to college. I went to one called Sheridan College. I went there twice. We talked about that before. I actually teach at a college. I teach at Centennial College here in Toronto. So there you go. Positive Productions. No problem, Positive. I understand you're trying to make me laugh, but kind of make me feel sad. That's all. Let's see here. Let's see. Autograph? Sure. There you go. When will I be back in New York City? I'm not sure. Probably not for a while. Never. Sophia is going to close this out today. Never put an artist in a box. They will make it into their office.
That's pretty witty, actually.
That's not bad.
Just saying, you know?
Not bad.
Context-wise.
Not bad. Thank you guys for watching, for being here with us today at the Box Office Artist Live show. You guys are the best. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you for all your suggestions and for everything. Congrats again to, who won this again? Toon what?
Toon Universe.
Toon Universe. Congratulations on winning this particular piece here. Good on you. Hooray.
So again, Toon Universe, if you have Instagram, please message James.
Yes, Instagram. Yes, Toon Universe. Please go to Instagram. Message me. Guys, join the Discord. We're having a lot of fun over there. Share with me your art. I'd love to see it. And all the great conversations that you guys have. And you guys are awesome. Join the community. And thank you guys for everything. For watching, for your support. Really, really does mean a lot to us. So thank you guys for watching. You guys are the best. Before we go, a huge thank you to my man, Mr. Michael. Michael, where can they find you?
You can find me on Instagram at John and Carr. Don't ask.
That doesn't sound like Michael.
Well, you know, it's John and Carr.
There you go. Give you a high five right here. High five right here. High five right here.
Oi.
Hello. Right there. This looks like a. Hey. Oi.
What are we?
More money. Oi.
Hey, give me me cheese.
How come on one side my hand is like very white?
Hey.
And then the other side of my hand is orange.
Give me some cheese.
Cheese.
Hey, give me some cheese.
Cheers.
Give me
Thank
some
you guys
cheers.
for watching. You guys are the best. My name is James. I am the box office artist. I'm here to say keep drawing. I'll see you all next time. Take care, everyone. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.